We're gonna be right back into it, so we gotta redo our intro here, full. So welcome to the second day of the Horizon Community Cup. I'm Rian. Joined with me, of course, is Pulse. We're just gonna jump right into it. Missed all the pregame stuff. We can talk about it later, but we're on Busan. We've got the Alpha Sky in the blue, and then the Horizon Zephyr in the red. These teams are gonna be going head to head here, with most likely the Goat's Mirror.
Yeah, the Goat's Mirror. Oh, actually, we might be seeing a Goat's Dive come out of Alpha Sky. So we'll see. If there's a little bit of variation on the two. We're in the prepare to attack phase, and on the city center, we were talking about earlier that this is rather a good Widow map, but Goats being so prevalent right now, you can see just two Goats trying to bully onto the point.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if you try to run a Widowmaker, right, there's no guarantee you'd be able to find the shots because everybody's holding up their shield. Winston will jump up and pressure, or the Diva or somebody will, right?
Right, exactly. And so they're going to come out of the gate here, and it is that this kind of dive Goat's going against this, classic Goat.
Yeah, and we're going to be watching Alpha Sky here as they move in. Both teams with the Zenyatta, so it's going to be who's going to catch the Discord first. Mixo jumping in the back line, gets stunned up though, shield bashed. Trying to focus on Kaden here, but Kaden's Inspire, keep them very much alive. Both main tanks down though for both teams here. And again, since it's control, there's really no spawn advantage, so it's going to be up to the off tanks to really carry this fight. We're going to be watching the Zaryas as well. Lisagao at a solid 70% energy, but Saturn at 90 coming onto the point right now. Hits Daya with a large bit of energy, and Saturn actually going to take down Chopped. And that's going to give Horizon Zephyr the advantage here, especially with Dai going down next. Mixo has returned to the fight, but is getting focused down very quickly and falls to Saturn. Definitely the hard carry in this fight has already got the grab.
Yeah, putting in a lot of effort here, just constantly at a high charge. Yeah, putting in that work. And they are going to claim this point. A very, very good play from Saturn. You can see Saturn's on fire right now. And also, yeah, you mentioned it, close to that grab.
Yeah, and because Natrix was removed from that fight so early on, he's not really close to the Shatter at all. So Saturn can just pop a Graviton Surge down and let Natrix farm his own Shatter off of that. Let's be watching Saturn here as he's looking for the opportunity to toss one down. Wants to wait for the Matrix of Arc to be removed from the fight, but Zephyr, they're not even using any ultimates. They're just bullying back the Alpha Sky. But here comes the grab. There's the Transcendence trying to counter, but Natrix going to get blown up through it. Spooty D-Mech as well. Not so good for the Horizon Zephyr. They need to kind of be on the retreat here, on the defensive. But Kaden bottled up, taken down with the rally. It's going to mean that the Alpha Sky can recap.
Yeah, it's going to be a little unfortunate that Thespian and Kaden had to pop their ultimate in that last fight. Morbid popped his a little bit before in that earlier fight. So there's the ult economy, it's coming alive, but it is on a good rotation of 3 of them don't have it while 3 of them do.
Yeah, so now we're going to be looking at the Horizon Zephyr here as they try to make their way back onto the point, looking to use these ultimates and clutch up. But you have 2 defensive ultimates on the side of the Alpha Sky as well to counteract this so quickly. Saturn again still looking for the Shatter in the back. It's gonna whiff, unfortunately, for Natrix. Graviton Surge tossed down. They're trying to follow up, but there's the Transcendence that's gonna come out. Diva Bomb's there onto the point. Not gonna get any kills there. Actually does D-Mech Arc, but that's gonna be it. Chop's gonna be able to drop the beat, keep his team alive, try and sustain them, but Arc falls regardless. So you've got the Zephyr here at a man advantage. They just need to push onto the point and take advantage of that in the first place. Morbid sneaking up on the top here, wants to go for a boop to one of the members, but Exo with the Shatter going to be taken down by Saturn as soon as that is used. However, Chop goes over the edge. That's going to be Zephyr with the retake.
Wow, that is Morbid getting 3 elims there in that final fight. Granted, they were on the retreat, but it is a good recap. And this is a very back and forth fight. It's very even. It's always dictated about who has the abilities and who really just has this momentum coming in. The first pick usually decides who's going to win this fight.
Yeah. Lisagao has the Graviton Surge, though, pushing into this next fight. So Alpha Sky still, they can take this back, but Shatter going to be used from Natrix right away. Arc knocked down, but there's the counter charge, rather. Natrix gets knocked down himself. Arc going to be D-Mech. There's the rally coming out from Hope, giving the team some armor, letting them push in here. It's got to protect Daya, though, who dropped a little bit low. Graviton Surge comes out. Natrix going in for the charge, and there you go. Triple kill. Zephyr's going to hold.
Zephyr is going to hold indeed. They did use a lot of ultimates there to hold it, but they still have the beat drop so that, in this next fight, they can just sustain just for a little bit more. But they're going to be running into a couple of ultimates on their own on the other side, especially that Graviton Surge. If you let Mixo swing away, it could be very, very deadly.
Now, 87% approaching last fight territory, or not approaching, rather. This is going to be the last fight. So, Alpha Sky, it's crunch time for them. They got to make this work here. Mixo close to the Shatter, trying to find one, but the Graviton Surge comes in. Graviton Surge actually eaten up there. So no value found from that. Shatter comes out. Transcendence from Thespian there, and Dia is in the fight. OT ticking down on the point. Almost went all the way down, but Chop was able to get on the point in the nick of time. Give bomb over the top. Shatter comes out again from Mixo, but can't find anything. That's going to wrap things up, and Zephyr's going to take the first map of Busan.
Yeah, definitely just very decisively using their ultimates, really in a great rotation right now. You know, you never saw a moment when they were all 6 using those ultimates. It was kind of just like 3 ultimates, and then, you know, the other 3 were building them up. So it was a great rotation to always have ultimates for every single fight. So an amazing play.
Definitely. Now, moving on to Sanctuary here. This is where I expect teams to run that full just Ryan Goat's mirror and just brawl their way onto the point. And I guess we saw the same thing on City Center, but this map, especially because of how close quarters the point is, it's really tiny. But another thing we've seen that's had pretty good results on this map is Brig McCree pocket comp. And, you know, what's kind of the thought process behind that?
I mean, really, it's just kind of, you know, the same mentality. Really get your team onto the point, just have a very, very strong front line while also having that protection for the back line to kind of, you know, lay out anybody who's going to try to get back there.
Well, unfortunately, we're not going to see that here, but, you know, maybe later in the series you might... Oh, okay, Mixo with an interesting fire strike there through the bottom of the drum. Can't find anything with it, unfortunately. Natrix is going to find one of his own, though. He's at 24% here, but Thespian actually isolated, removed from the fight very early by Ark's micro missiles, and Natrix goes for the charge, takes down Dia, but at the cost of himself, and over Spoody goes into the waters of Busan. This is going to mean the Alpha Sky take the first point.
Wow, very, very decisive. So I told you earlier, ladies and gentlemen, that the first pick really decides that. Thespian going down early in that fight. That's a 6v5 right there. Not a lot of hope you're going to get out of that, especially if your main tank is going to charge over the side, taking his end with him.
And of course, since Alpha Sky won that, even though actually, interestingly enough, Zephyr actually has the ultimate advantage here. I believe they did more damage in that past fight. You see Natrix so far ahead in the Shatter game, so Zephyr has a solid chance to retake this point, as they just need to land a big Shatter here. It's gonna be used, okay? Or you knock down Arg, you just need to finish him off, but nobody's gonna move over there in time. Hope able to pop the rally, but Caden's gonna respond with one of his own. Chop now forced to invest. The Sound Bearer amping it up for his team, trying to keep everybody alive. Charge comes in. Natrix dropping very low and taken down by the Alpha Sky. And with your Reinhardt removed, Alpha Sky has won this. Guaranteed. Yeah, and look at that. I mean, Alpha Sky won it and also didn't really pop a lot of ultimates. Chop did, but that's really about it. So you have, you know, 4 ultimates coming online pretty soon. So that's a great way to win the fight. You build up the ult percentage and you also build up your capture point percentage. Right, and Mixo can just swing away, a couple swings of the hammer, and he's got a Shatter too, so you can get yourself as an insane ultimate advantage for this next fight for the Alpha Sky, but they gotta watch out for Saturn's Graviton Surge. It's gonna be used though first by Lusigao. Bomb over the top, can't find anything, and there's a counter grab. You're gonna see it come out, but as well as the Shatter from Nixo preventing that follow-up, and Ark is just gonna go ham on the Steva, popping off. Kill after kill. They've all got Ark's name in front of it.
Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there, because Saturn popped the ultimate, but the team was falling out. There was really no backup, and as they were running away, you know, Ark got in that Graviton, but he still was able to fire the missiles and the gun right out of there, and just a lot of damage being pumped out from Alpha Sky right now.
However, the issue is that Alpha Sky used both the Shatter and the Grab in that fight, so they won't have it. But let's go pretty close. And we're going to see the rally here used right away by Hope. Bomb comes in. A nice block from Lissigao preventing that. And look how much Shatter charge he's gained in just a couple seconds. Shatter comes out completely, utterly blocked by Mixo. He just does not want to have any of that. And you see 99% of the point. Real crunch time for the Horizon Zephyr. But nobody's on the point. Please don't see none. Okay, you touched it just in the nick of time. We're going to see the Graviton Surge here used by Lissigao. They got to finish off Saturn, who's caught in it. Dia going to be taking that kill. Hope finds Caden. That's going to wrap things up here. Alpha Sky tying things up 1-1 on Busan.
Oh, actually, well, Thespian's gonna pop the ultimate, so we got, you know, we got some live bodies on there, but yeah, you're right, there's that a little bit of shenanigans, exactly.
Great way to wrap things out now. Great work from the Alpha Sky there. Great ultimate rotations, right? As soon as they had that ultimate advantage, they held on to it the entire game, cycling ultimates really, really well. Moving on to the Meka base. Again, more goats, Bulls.
More goats. I mean, I feel like, you know, we're going to see it for game 2 as well. You know, I don't even know the map yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it. But okay, let's talk about that last map just for a little bit before we move on to this one. I mean, Alpha Sky just used their ultimates, and you said it, you know, they held that ultimate advantage essentially the whole game, and that's what they need to do. Even when they got ulted, I mean, they came out on top. They got grabbed, but Ark got a triple kill while being grabbed. So, I mean, if you're going to survive those ultimates like that, I mean, you're going to win every single fight.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't even need to eat the Graviton Surges. Can just shut them down by just killing everybody, right? You can't die if there's no one to shoot at you, right? And I'm tapping my temple there, but you can't see it. Anyways, both teams colliding up top here, and Caden, removed from the fight right away, was going for the shield bash there onto Mixo, but great shield, you know, juggling, put it up at the right time, blocking that shield bash, and then just shutting Caden down. It's going to guarantee Alpha Sky takes this first cap.
They're gonna push them all the way back, and look, just one pick happened in that whole fight, but you're not gonna engage in a 6v5. But this is gonna be there's gonna be a quick re-engage because that spawn is so close.
Oh, but poor Natrix removed from the fight so early, and he was the only one to go down. Everyone else just turns right back around, and they're getting the heck out of dodge.
Yeah, they're not gonna fight that battle without your main tank. I mean, it's one thing.
Okay.
Ooh, but getting really low. Spoody's gonna get D-Mega. That's gonna be a pretty big stagger because now you have no Diva going into the next fight.
Yeah, has to swap off and lose all of that great ultimate charge towards that bomb. Saturn, though, big positive for Zephyr. Saturn has the Graviton Surge. That's being pretty close to that Transcendence, so there's an opportunity for a retake, but they have to watch out for Lisagao here with his Graviton of his own. Can just toss it onto the wall, prevent it from being in. You're going to see him do it right there, but no! Was a little bit too early. And that is actually going to be so bad. Lisagao now isolated from the team, as well as Hope, and both of them are down. The rally was used there as well, so this is great for the Horizon Zephyr. They took advantage of the fact that Lisagao went aggressive, and then were able to recap the point.
They're able to recap the point by only using one ultimate. This game is a game of ultimates. If you're running Mirror Goats, it's all about who can build up the ultimates first. And look at this. They're going to cap it with 3 ultimates in their back pocket. They can hold this for a very, very long time.
Yep. All right. Well, just had a correction. It's no Alpha Sky, Alpha Gaming. So we're going to be calling them
Alpha
that
Gaming
for the rest of this time. All right, Mixo coming back in. He's got the Shatter, but Natrix has one of his own here. So we're going to see which Reinhardt is going to win that duel. Mixo's shield being focused down so early. Oh, great block there by Mixo. Now he just needs to find an opportunity, and he's going to do that. The stun Shatter combo comes in. It is not dead just because of the Brigitte nerfs. He can still make it happen. That's going to be Alpha Gaming retaken.
Wow, that was an amazing shatter. And look, we've seen a couple of whipped ultimates in these fights right here. We see a lot of ultimates getting tossed in and not getting the value. We saw it in the Graviton Surge, you know, in that last fight. But this fight, wow, what a great way to come through and just get the best value of your ultimate. Arc still has, you know, his bomb as well, so he can kind of toss that into the backline, you know, whenever he sees an opportunity. So this could be a long hold as well.
Notice Arc pressuring them from one side while the rest of the team is on the other, but we're going to see that the Zephyr engages with the beat from Morbid here. They still have the Transcendence of Thespian now, the Graviton Surge and the bomb combo. Arc turns around, or Mixo rather turns around, but gets taken down. Arc is going to be D-mech as well. Dia comes out of the Transcendence. It is batted down by Natrix right away. Both, this is such a back and forth game we're seeing right now.
Exactly. I mean, you can't really tell who has the advantage. Arc is going to just go down here and, you know, just do that full reset, but they're coming into this fight with 4 ultimates. Mixo 10% away from his. He's going to get that with 1 fire strike.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, while they're just waiting here to engage, they'll probably build it up just off of the passive ult generation. So it's going to be, once again, the war of the shatters. But Lisagao's got this Graviton Surge as well. He's going to be whip-shotted away from the team, though, looking for the opportunity, but gets knocked down now from that shatter from Natrix there. Great response, though, from Mixo to drop back and protect his Zarya, keep her alive. Nice charge onto the Rhine, giving him the double kill.
Wow.
Caden going to be batted down. Now, Alpha Gaming retake 92%. It's now or never for the Zephyr.
It's now or never, indeed. And Alpha Gaming just showing how much synergy they have together. That bomb going in.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Not gonna be.
Unlucky. Morbid there was going for the Lucio, forcing the overtime there, but just got shattered by Mixo, preventing that from happening at all. Great performance from both teams. We're gonna see the play of the game go to Hope, the Brigitte player for Alpha Gamer. We're going to see this on Busan at Sanctuary. Oh, this is the boop. Watch this whip shot.
Oh, goodness.
Over the edge you go.
Yeah, exactly. And hey, man, that you're feeding Reddit right now and telling them that they could 1v6, and that's not true. That's not true. But in that last map, Alpha just in that last map, Alpha definitely showing their synergy and their comms that they have on lock. I mean, we saw Arc's bomb go in, and you think, oh, that's going to be blocked by the Reinhardt shield, but then the charge, getting them out of there at the same time, just perfect coordination with each other. That bomb went off as soon as the charge landed.
Yeah, like surgical levels of precision there to isolate the Reinhardt from that, or was it just dumb luck? We might never know.
Well, I mean, hey, man, you don't want to.
We'll say it's calculated. Mixo's just that big brain. He knows exactly the right angle to charge that we can pinpoint the Rhine, take him out of the fight so easily like that.
Yeah, and that's, hey man, we'll give you that credit, Alpha Gaming. It's all that was all calculated. And we'll just say that. But we're gonna be moving on to our next map. It's gonna be a hybrid map. It's gonna be Numbani.
All right, Numbani. Lots of high ground on first point pool. So how can the defense use that to their advantage? What kind of comps do you think they might run?
I mean, look, I know this is the era of the GOATs comp right now, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we brought out. I would love to see maybe some double sniper or a sniper combined with someone with some spam damage, like
Soldier,
Junkrat. Yeah, exactly. A soldier, that's be perfect. So there's a lot of combinations you can have there, but you do need to have a hit scan, I would say, or if just some way to counter maybe a fair being thrown at you on offense, because Numbani very popular with that.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the interesting things about Numbani is if you do run goats, you kind of are forced to run that dive goats because you need to contest that high ground. It is a must, right? Not just okay, maybe you can win if you don't contest the high ground. No, you have to contest the high ground because if you don't, you'll just get so much damage rained down on you by those hit scans or whoever else is stationed up top. We're gonna see Hope playing that Soldier 76 role. Oh, never mind. He's walking right back in spawn to change over to the Pharah. All right.
Okay, so it looks like we have
things never change.
We have a dive pharmacy. It looks like we have a dive pharmacy defense composition with that somber being thrown in there. That somber's in there definitely for that disruption, but that pharmacy is going to be where everyone's focused on right now because that's where all the damage is going to be rained in. You're going to not pay attention to that somber. It's going to get in your backline. It's going to cause a lot of havoc.
I mean, listen, Paul. Some things never change, right? War never changes. You know what else never changes? Teams swapping their heroes at the last second to debate the casters. It happens every time.
It happens. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why I don't even speak until I hear this countdown going on right now.
All right, Lissigao here playing the Somber close to the spawn is going to be scouting out the members of the Horizon Zephyr, letting his team know. All right, they're just running full goats.
Yeah, not very much of a surprise.
Never mind. They're backing in. See, Pulse, the debate is not over yet. Saturn makes the swap over to the McCree.
Oh, yeah, onto that McCree. And as soon as they see no Hope laying in those rockets, you're going to just switch over to a hit scan to try to counter that Pharah. Yeah, very smart. You didn't even waste a lot of time either.
And, one of the other things McCree is good at is because of the buffs to Fan the Hammer, he's really good at just focusing down tanks now, just flashbang, Fan the Hammer combo is as good as ever. Natrix jumping up top here. Mixo goes in. Getch Bash jumps up to the high ground. Oh, picked off from long range by Saturn. Rest is going to be there from Chop. Chop takes a solid chunk of damage himself, though. And you're seeing the Alpha Gaming play a little bit passive now. They're just waiting, conceding some space, and then they're going to dive back in like you just saw right there, targeting those supports. That's being very low. Lissigao in the back line, taking him down. Hope with the barrage, eaten up, completely negative for the most part here. Saturn, though, is hacked, but he's got the high noon available. But Saturn, even still hacked, able to find the kills with the help of Kaden here. Now Saturn just trying to shoot Chopped out of the air, finds the headshot. That's going to be Zephyr taking the first cap. Very nice.
Man, Saturn completely negates everything that Pharmacy comp wanted to do. It just wasn't a good defense at all, essentially, because, as soon as that ult went in, got flashbanged out of the sky. That's going to cancel your ultimate. Yeah, that is a little bit unlucky, but they're going to get the payload moving. They do have the high noon. Saturn does. So, I mean, that's a great idea to switch off that pharmacy and just go for this go-to defense.
See, I'm glad you caught that it was flashbang because I didn't even know the ultimate went off. I didn't even hear the sound cue. That's how fast Saturn reacted to it. That's great.
I mean, only a couple rockets came out before it got ended.
All right, well, Nano Winston comes in, but has to be driven back because of Saturn's high noon. It's a zoning noon, ladies and gentlemen. It is not a meme. Does D-Mech arc, though, interestingly enough. And Hope, separated from the team, is going to be taken down. There's the flashbang. There's the Fan the Hammer we were waiting for. This guy was taken down. Saturn just throwing the Fan the Hammers out, finds the air shot onto Mixo. It's going to be Zephyr continuing to push very, very strongly.
Very, very strongly indeed. And look at their ult economy right now. 3 ultimates, 2 supports, and the Diva Bomb to go into this next fight. Insane. Yeah, they're winning these fights decisively without using their ultimate. So this is just this is a pretty good domination. They have this snowball rolling.
One fight is all that the Zephyr needed to take the second point. You're going to see both Winston swapping over to the Reinhardts here, Natrix and Mixo. And it's really just going to be who can build up their ultimates first. Saturn swaps back over to the Zarya. This is a good swap because third point is not as conducive to this hit scan comp.
You know, the spawn advantage for the defense is also very close. So if you do have to, you know, go against the hit scan like this, you're not going to get punished as hard.
All right, well, Soundberry to start things off, and Chopped is batted down first. Thespian tossing a couple orbs in there, but Natrix got to be a little bit careful. You've got the Discord orb on you, but it's not going to matter because you could just kill Daya, and that's going to effectively remove the Discord orb from you. You've got 4 minutes and 55 seconds left. Insane time bank. Katie's got the rally. Everybody's all armored up.
Everybody's all armored up. Natrix is gonna have his ultimate as soon as they clock out. I mean, you could just use that Earth Shatter really without the Mixo being there first. So I mean, this is your opportunity to strike.
All right, but Mixo again, Shatter of his own here. Might want to toss one down. Graviton Source comes out, eaten up by Spodey. They're absolutely amazing. So many grabs eaten.
Oh no!
In harmony here. Who's gonna get kills? Neither of them. Matrix gonna drop the Shatter. Catches Chop. Nobody goes on the payload. That's gonna be that. Great push from the Horizon Zephyr. You see, it's not a C9. It's not a C9. They didn't get off the payload. They were prevented from getting on the payload in the first place. There's a distinction.
Keep those letter numbers out of my Twitch chat.
Get them out.
Get them out. That wasn't a C9. But hey, that was still an amazing push from Zephyr.
Yeah,
I mean, just the rotation of ultimate. In fact, you know, it wasn't even a rotation of ultimates. They just didn't even need it. They were just outplaying them, and Saturn just going mad crazy on that.
Yeah, seriously. Saturn was absolutely the hard carry in the first phase of Numbani, the first and second point. I mean, effectively just took it all by himself, right? First point was just getting pick after pick after pick. Second point, still pick after pick after pick, right? Zoning noon to start things off, and then you just pop off right after that. It's great to see, you know, McCree, hit scans in general, DPS making a bit of a resurgence after long months of goats.
The goats era. I mean, you can see the end on the horizon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's still here because we're seeing it. Yeah, exactly.
Horizon Community Cup. I like it, Pulse. I like it.
Yeah. See, you know what? I'm a man of words. The pen is my power. The pen is my ear than the sword.
Yep.
Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about this defense here. It's gonna be essentially, you know, almost the same thing, except for Natrix going on to that Winston. So it's a dive defense.
All right. Dive defense. Saturn once more on the McCree. Going to be looking to, of course, find those great long-range shots, but full dive on the offense, interestingly enough here. The Genji and the Sombra.
Genji Sombra, yeah, I mean, that Genji, we know the role Genji fills on dive all the time, but this Sombra is going to be the interesting one. You know, look, he's not even going to be with his team, going to be separated, just scouting out, and maybe he's going to even try to get a landed hack, but, ooh, yeah, going to get found out there.
Spoody playing that really smart. Most likely was pressing tab, knew they had the Sombra, and then was just, you know, spamming there where the Sombra was most likely going to come out. And wow, 2 quick kills. Zephyr going to hold.
Yeah, Zephyr is going to hold, but Saturn did go down there. So, you know, if you didn't lose, if you only lost one, I would say keep the fight going, just because, you know, Saturn's really the big deal of how you trying to break through. You know, Saturn's the one popping those heads right now, but you lost 2, so you got to back out for right now and then re-engage in here.
All right, Morbid going back over to Taxi Saturn back. Lucio Taxi Service. Very classic. See Mixo here contesting the high ground, forcing Thespian off of it. But Mixo got to be very careful here. He's low himself, but he's going to be able to stay alive. Hope, though, drops to Thespian in the back. He's most likely diving in, trying to take down the supports. But got a taste of his own medicine here. Caden, though, you saw the Bionic Grenade come out and is taken down. Mixo, though, is the trade that comes in. RD Mech. Zephyr going to continue to hold here.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an odd fight because half the team seemed committed to diving in while the other half just didn't seem really there, right? You know, along with them. And look at these late picks that are getting in there. Saturn going all the way back to the spawn to take out Daya. Yeah, you hate to see it. So it's going to be just a stagger. Buy themselves essentially another 15 seconds.
And the fact that, you know, Zephyr caps first point so quickly means Alpha Sky, you know, or Alpha Gaming, sorry, is at a really big disadvantage here. Even if they cap, they won't have as much time. So they got to make this work as much as possible, right? This push has pretty much got to be the one. You're going to see the body blocks come out, Natrix taken down. That's a great start. Saturn, though, with the high noon, trying to find one. Everybody going to duck around the corner. Saturn trying to find the angle. It does. Mixo shot down. That was great. Did not expect that at all. That's going to basically put a halt on Alpha Gaming's push.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to go back to spawn at this point. You have a lot of ultimates built up, so this next dive could just be a Q fight, really.
Nanoblade.
Exactly, yeah, the Nanoblade going along with the EMP. Oof, this could be a very quick.
All right. Oh no, Thespian forced out the Transcendence because of Lissigao on the flank there. That is not what you want to have happen at all. Lissigao still with the EMP opportunity here. It's actually right next to Scooty there. Now you're going to see the blade come out. We're going to, all eyes are on Hope. He's trying to find an opportunity here, but he just can't. Morbid can't escape though. Is cut down. Saturn's found. Took one swing of the blade and was very low. You're going to see Natrix in the back with a Primal Rage, but his Biotic grenaded. This is going to be the cap coming out from Alpha Gaming, but a lot of time was burned off the clock, Pulse.
A lot of time indeed. And, you know, let's look at the positive. They only used 2 ultimates. They used the Nano Blade to kind of re-engage in that fight. They still have 4 ultimates online because they didn't really see an opportunity to really use them. And look at the pressure they're putting on them. This is what you like to see. Just get them out of here. I mean, really, let's think about it. Zephyr went through this whole point, you know, this whole moving phase. Really, they only fought 1 fight before they capped the first point. So, I mean, it all comes down to just putting that pressure on them and making them scared not to engage. But Saturn, he's very brave. He's up here all by himself.
All right, you're going to see Caden use that defensive rally very early in the fight, giving the team some armor, the advantage for us to move into the next one. But Diva Bomb comes in off the back of the EMP. Oh! Where can you go, Thespian? Where can you go, Morbid? Arc finds 2. Going to guarantee Alpha Gaming can continue to push this cart.
Oh, I love that the EMP just canceled all of Morbid's speed. You're not going to get that speed boost as Lucio to get out of there because your abilities are just canceled. They're gone.
Wasted rally, too. Wasted rally. They get no value from that.
No value. And now their ult economy, it's just terrible right now. Everyone is either mid or, you know, starting from scratch right now. So not a lot of, you know, positives that could come here. These next couple fights, you just have to build it up.
All those shareholders are in just in despair right now, Pulse. The ult economy market's crashed. They got nothing left in the tank. Mixo, they're going to use that Primal Rage to try and force that back and guarantee the cap, because look at him now. He's going back to the spawn. Going to swap over to the Reinhardt if he can make it in the spawn room. Not stuck on the wall.
Yeah, don't want to get stuck on that wall right there. But look, they capped the point. The only positive you really have here is that you know, if you're Zephyr, you still have a bigger time bank no matter what. So I mean, this whole fight, I mean, it's just whittling down their time.
Yep, that's going to be of course the goal here for the Horizon Zephyr. They're pushing in. They don't really have a lot of ultimates to make things work on the defense, like we said. But, you know, offense doesn't have much either. They'll have 2 defensive ultimates with their supports. We're going to see the beat dropped right away. Chopped moving in, giving his team the advantage. That's being returned with a Transcendence. But the Trans second out from Dia. Bomb over the top in the back line. Lissigao just farms that for charge. Taking that any day, really. And just, again, 10% off of 1 shot with the Graviton, or with the fully charged particle barrier. Just going to see a big shatter come out. Can they follow up? Chopped is isolated, taken down. Mixo very low, dropped on the front line. Lissigao, you're next. Caden's going to swat you down. Dia, oh boy, poor man. Can't escape.
Can't escape, really. And look, that was a good fight for the team, for Team Zephyr. You made them bait out a lot of ultimates while also building up a couple of ultimates of your own. Saturn has that Graviton Surge, so this could be another fight that goes in your favor.
All right, well, we're going to be watching here again. All eyes on Saturn, looking for this Graviton Surge, perhaps playing around the corner to toss one onto the wall and guarantee that it cannot be eaten up by Arc. And there we go, came out. Arc wasn't quite ready for that one. And that's going to be a quick charge kill onto Mixo, and Zephyr will continue to hold strong on this defense.
Wow, look at that. That's going to be just a team-wide chop. Actually, is actually going to get out there. Yeah, Flurry just coming out of nowhere. Got a lot of, you know, everybody kind of pulling their weight and doing their job right now. I love how everyone's involved in these E-limbs, even Morbid. And look, now the tables have flipped, really. They have a great ult economy coming in here. Yeah. The stocks are on the rise.
Both teams have ultimates to work with, and you're going to see Morbid use the beat very early for the aggression. There's the shatter. A counter shatter comes out from Mixo, though, but Chop has already been chopped from this team fight. That's going to be a quick retreat for the Alpha Gaming.
Yeah, oh, actually, Mixo's going to go down, so this is going to be not just a team fight that's in their retreat. It's a team fight that, you know, members are getting stabbed. Hope just got booped away from that door, was trying to get back into that spawn, but nope, not given the opportunity.
Oh, man. Completely gate-kept there by Caden. Cannot even let you get back in the spawn. How unlucky is that? And Mixo couldn't find value with that shatter either, so that's another ultimate gone to waste.
Gone to waste, exactly. But this next fight is going to be an ultimate usage war right here. They've been, you know, really well as Zephyr holding this out, but there goes the ultimates.
And you're going to see the charge comes in. Dia with the Transcendence. They still got the beat, though, to make things work, but Hope has already been taken down. So do you want to cut your losses if you're Alpha Gaming? Just back out, save the beat for next fight. And Natrix, he's not done yet. He shatters them all down. Mixo able to secure the kill onto Caden, but that's going to be the only red name in the kill feed.
Yeah, you asked them if they if you cut their losses here, but really they weren't given a choice at that point. At that point, it was just sent all the way back to spawn, whether you liked it or not. And in another fight where you just have to hold on to these ultimates because you're just trying to tank all these ultimates that are coming at you.
Honestly, if I'm Alpha Gaming, when do I just start pushing the high ground and try to get behind them to just negate this choke advantage, right? Because this is where Zephyr is just holding you so strongly. You know, how do you use the map to your advantage? We're going to see the Graviton be used, catching a lot of members of the Horizon Zephyr, and you're going to see a 4K come out off the back of that grab. That's going to ensure Alpha Gaming can continue to push the cart, but again, so much time was burned.
So much time was burned, and if you even want a hope of winning this, I mean, really, you gotta
make your ultimates count.
Yeah, gotta make your ultimates count exactly. And you asked us, when should you just push that high ground? Should have done it a minute ago.
Yeah, honestly. Chop though with the sound barrier here, but you gotta be watching Thespian. All right, again, actually, all supports will have their ultimates coming at this next fight. You see the rallies used to start things off. Beat drop from Chop, gonna be looking to boop Natrix out of the way and guarantee the shatter play. But both support ultimates used from the defense. Bit of a panic play from the Zephyr there, and Dia gonna take advantage of that pop in the Transcendence now, letting his team do wonders on that front line. Natrix dropping very low. You see OT on the point. The grab bomb combo comes in. It's big, 2 down. That's going to wrap things up here on Numbani. Horizon Zephyr going to be taking the victory here.
Wow. What an ending fight to kind of land this one out. We're going to see the play of the game here. It's going to be Arc. I wouldn't be surprised if it's this ending fight. We'll see if it is. And,
no. Oh, this was the EMP bomb. Look at that. Tossing it right in the back.
Perfect.
What can you even do against that?
Yeah, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Just canceling out Lucio's speed. Not going to be able to get out of there in time, and just a great map all around. And look at that, it's amazing. Zephyr coming back very strong.
If I'm not mistaken, I actually think that the beat went off in that fight too from Morbid there. So this guy was shut down both the rally, right, by indirectly, and the beat. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the beat went off. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I'm just imagining things, but great coordination there. You see, just see the value coming out of that. We're going to be moving on to our third map, Route 66. We're swapping sides, so Alpha Gaming going to be in the red, and Zephyr going to be in the blue.
Yeah, exactly. And so they chose to go on the offense this time right now, and so we'll see if Zephyr, or sorry, Zephyr chose to go on the defense because they won that last map, and they get to choose which side they start on. So starting on defense, why do you want to start on defense here on these escort maps?
Well, Pulse, you know what I'm thinking? Maybe Zephyr's got something up their sleeves, right? Because we've seen the rise of triple DPS and quad DPS comps on Route 66 defense, right? And to take advantage of the high ground, and that Goats' very limited range to do so. So maybe Zephyr is going to run something like that. We'll see.
We'll see, indeed. I mean, I'd be interested to see if they could come back and try and make some wacky plays happen going on right here. But yeah, but well, as we speak, they're just gonna set up Goats defense. Yay!
Keep your hopes up again. Could just be a debate. I'm praying. I'm hoping because you know we've seen triple DPS in open division a lot in Korean contenders and Chinese contenders too. Just teams have been using it more and more, especially on Route 66 too. And you know, Pulse, why do you think Route 66 is so popular for this triple DPS comp, which unfortunately we're not seeing at the moment?
Well, I mean, you kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. There's just so many high grounds and angles every time. I mean, when people break down Route 66, it's all about corner run, corner two, corner one on point A, corner two on point B. It's all about corners. This is, it's a windy road here throughout the American wasteland out here. So, I mean,
Wild West.
Yeah, Wild West, exactly. And it's actually, all those corners, they make just so easy for DPS, especially DPS who have movement abilities, to get up on those high grounds, kind of rain down those shots, especially hit scan. Hit scans love to play this map.
Oh, look at this. Morbid breaking it down, hosting the DJ party. Come on, Alpha Gaming. You guys got to get down with it. All right, just mix up.
No, not going to get back there. And we're going to see here how this Ghost defense up, because it's a little bit spread out. Yeah, exactly.
They're holding very, very forward to prevent the cart moving for as long as possible. You see teams will do this because, I mean, even if you do fight on the payload, right? And as long as you can burn down a ton of time and even win the first few fights, that's golden, right, for the defense here, because the payload has not been moving at all. And look at that. Mixo just completely taken down. Shield bash came in. That's going to be Morbid fragging out right now.
Yeah, Morbid getting the 2 tanks there in that fight, as Natrix is going to take down his Squire there in that fight, and that's going to send the whole team just back to spawn, not even going to try to leave there again.
And now Zephyr with the ultimate advantage.
Yeah, exactly. They're just going to start building up these ultimates, getting closer and closer, really. And this hold, just an amazing hold, because if you didn't notice, I mean, Morbid kind of drops down from this high ground and booped the Reinhardt out of the way. Look at this.
Oh, and there you go. Morbid again, isolating Mixo, booping away from the team, forcing Alpha to drop early, but Alpha Gaming, they're still not done. They're still rotating here all the way around the point. They're just playing ring around the rosy at this point, honestly. But this is great for the defense of the Horizon Zephyr. The longer they can hold this, the better. You're going to see Chop dying to a boop there. Not sure if he went over the edge or if it was just, that extra 25 damage. Yes, okay, he was booped over the edge. And Morbid again, still.
Wow.
Buddy, you need to calm down. You're just popping off right now on this Lucio.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think he has gold eliminations right now because Morbid is just going crazy. Exactly, just huge plays coming in. I love that he's always setting up on this high ground and trying to isolate Mixo away from the rest of the team. That is something a lot of Lucios, don't play on. They usually like to focus on their speed boost and all that, but now, separating, getting
you
did it again.
Oh, Morbid, just forcing them off that high ground as soon as possible. And I mean, granted, they would drop, but you hate to have that happen in a huge shatter. Natrix knocks him down. He's gonna swat him as well. Hits the grand slam. Charge comes out of Caden. That's the one positive that Alpha Gaming can take out of this fight.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to walk here, and there's going to be no Brigitte, and you instantly see them pull out. Yeah, there's no way, there's no point in fighting that without your Brigitte kind of having that CC there, just making it everything a life just easier for the team of defense. You can't really fight it without that Brigitte.
Well, I mean, expect Zephyr to just come back out with a vengeance, right? As soon as Caden's back on this fight, they're just going to probably amp it up, move in, try to hit this Graviton Surge here from Saturn, avoiding arcs, and you're going to see him toss it onto the payload, preventing it from being eaten, but Natrix is the first one to fall here. Not a good look for the Zephyr whatsoever, especially as Caden falls next. No support ultimates used, though, so there's still perhaps some hope for the Zephyr to continue holding the great. Finally, Alpha Gaming able to break through and get the payloads in progress.
Surprisingly, these fights haven't been. That's a pretty late stagger right there. Yeah, exactly. But these fights haven't been ultimate filled, have they? I mean, we've seen one or two get popped, but that's not. It's too much. So a lot of people have these ultimates here, and I would be surprised. If there is one more contest on this first point, it's going to be a war of ultimates.
All right, well, Pulse, 60 seconds left. And again, this is the last map, best of 3 series, right? So whoever wins this map is going to be moving on in the Community Cup. Spooty here has the bomb, looking for the opportunity. Oh, Graviton Surge.
Wow.
Up there, and Lissigao can't find value here. We're going to see the bomb used by Arc over the top. Natrix going to block it with his shield, though. Now the Ryans are dueling on the front line, but Natrix dropping very low. Lissigao, though, is the one to fall. Transcendence used. Another Shatter's going to come out. Chop knocked down. Can't be finished off, though. Arc D-Mac now. And Natrix swinging away on this front line. Just holding strong. The bastion of this defense.
The bastion, indeed. I mean, holding strong here. They haven't even capped the first point yet. This is go time. They're going to have to speed boost. Chopped is going to have to do his job and get everyone there as quickly as possible.
All right, well, 10 seconds left. This is going to be the last fight. If you are the Alpha game, you've got to get in as soon as possible. And it's going to be right now. Graviton Surge used in the back line. Not going to find anything. A huge whiff. Both those ultimates find no value. It's Booty taken up before he can get back in the mech. You're going to see the Transcendence now invested by Daya, allowing his team to pop off, get the damage without worrying about taking any of their own. That's going to be that. Alpha Gaming will cap the first point, but took them a long time to do so.
Punish them all the way down to overtime. Me and you have said this a lot, but when you do play these escort maps, your time bank isn't for the second point. The second point is in general the easiest point to cap. It's that third point because the defensive spawn's gonna be so close. You want all the time you can to kind of push it all the way there, and we're only having 2.5 minutes. Not gonna get a lot.
You're going to see Alpha Gaming push up pretty far here. They want to take as much ground as possible. But interestingly enough, Mixo actually backing out. There you go. He's just kind of moving back and forth, playing footsies with the defense right now who are pushing in. Zephyr trying to make things work, starting things off with the rally swinging back and forth. Mixo's going to cast shield bash and a huge shadow in the back. Lissigao and Daya down, and Natrix isn't done yet. He's still finding kills, or rather Thespian is, but it was a really all initiated by Natrix's beautiful shatter, and you got 1 minute and 44 seconds.
Oh
boy.
My goodness, just a play going absolutely wild right there. That shatter really could just debilitate a whole team, and we saw it right there. And look, in this next fight, Thespian's gonna have his ultimate, so the defense have some longevity health-wise.
All right, well, Mixo got the shatter. Got to be looking for an opportunity to use it here, but he's going to get stunned up on the point. Focus down, very low. Graviton Surge comes out. The bomb right on top. You can't block it. Natrix and Kaden down. That's going to mean Alpha Gaming can't push this hard. Got halted for a little bit, but once they got a rolling pulse, they got it rolling.
Yeah, you don't want to cap the second point in overtime. That would just not. You would need all the bonus time you can. And look how far they're pushing up. They're all the way back in point 3.
Yeah, I want to make sure nobody's going to be moving out to try and contest this point, but unfortunately, they can't get up to the high ground that where Horizon Zephyr is currently located. But they're actually rotating around, interestingly enough. Instead of, pushing out of that high ground and dropping down from the bridge, they're going out near where that attacker's third point spawn is to just play the shield war on the front line. Rally's going to be used by Hope to start things off for Alpha Gaming. Graviton Surge tossed onto the wall. Bomb over the top. You gotta block it, Mexo, but he can't. And he's going to be going down to Spooty right away. Reinhardt removed. Absolutely crucial pick. Chop, though, he knows he's got to use this right away. Shatter's going to come out from Natrix, but there's going to be no follow-up available. Chop booped him out of the way, preventing the charge from coming in. Mixo's respawning, and he's trying to get back to the front line as fast as he can. He's got the Shatter. Has got to find an opportunity here, but Hope, his members, they're dropping like flies. Mixo now pressured by Natrix. 5 seconds left. Nobody's on the cart. Nobody can even get there. Chop trying to make his way downtown. Boot Wahwared in fast, but he's going to be headed in the Discord and being taken down by Spooty. That's going to wrap things up here. Nobody can touch it. It was a valiant effort by the Alpha Gaming, but they just couldn't make it work.
That first point hold where they were able to hold them for around 3 minutes, that's gonna come back to bite you, because essentially, once you move into the second point and this third point, you're not gonna have a lot of time bank left in there, and that's what we saw there. They only got this time bank with 2.5 minutes. Wasn't able to push it. I mean, they got essentially a 1.5 points. They got halfway through there, and that's just gonna be up to Alpha to kind of come back and show them who's boss.
Yeah, they gotta have a really, really good defense if they want to make this work at all. And man, it's gonna be tough. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's gonna be very tough. I mean, you essentially have to do the same thing that was done to you. You have to come up, really get in their face, and use that Goats composition, that CC, to just kind of move in and just push them all the way back to spawn, not even give them any chance. That's all going to come down to the first pick, and everybody has to do their job.
All right, now you're probably sitting there thinking to yourself, looking at Horizon Zephyr's comp. All right, Bastion, Symmetra, Hanzo, Barisa. This isn't Goats. This is something else. And Pulse, if they were to run this, it'd be kind of a modified pirate ship composition, but I don't know. Do you think they'll run this, Pulse? Do you think they might bring this out?
Oh, Captain, my Captain. I'd love to see it. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen it, and actually,
All right, well, let's
come on, he debated me.
You can't keep doing this to me, Pulse. All right, well, or they can't keep doing this to me. Can't believe
it's the Astro curse.
Taking the Zephyr approach, they're going to be holding very, very strong, or very, very close here, trying to have that strong defense like Zephyr did. Let's see if they can have the same amount of success. Both Reinhardt's brawling it out here on the front line. Mixo catches the Discord. He's going to be very low here, and has to drop back just for the time being. Both Reinhardt still fretting this front line fight, swinging back and forth at Natrix. There you go. That's the first pick, and that means Alpha Gaming, it's time to drop the shields. Everybody's going to go aggro, find as many picks as possible to get all that great old ultimate charge.
I love that as soon as that elimination went in, that first elimination, Mixo just dropped a shield and started swinging away, and that's really what you have to do to build up that ultimate, and he's very, very close now.
All right, well, 3 minutes and 10 seconds left, so not the worst time in the world to make things work. You're going to see again, dropping back, trying to rotate around and take the advantage here. Mixo, very low, has got the Shatter, though, trying to look for an opportunity, and there it is! The stun Shatter once more. Dia picks up 2. That's going to be that.
And then there's the 2 falling off the edge there. Wow, yeah, chopped, wow.
Chopped with the revenge, right?
Oh my god, that was just crazy. And look, I loved how they only needed that 1 Shatter to clean up that fight. Now they have 4 ultimates for 2.5 minutes. This could be 2 very quick fights that just go down the drain.
Alpha Gaming still with the opportunity here. They can make it work. They got ultimates. They just got to use them well, use them wisely. Zephyr pushing back in, though. They've got the Shatter again. You saw the Stun Shatter last time, but you're going to see the grab bomb combo coming out. Going to be eaten up by the shield. Natrix drops the Shatter, knows that backline is vulnerable because of Mixo's charge. And Natrix picking up 2 kills, putting his team on his back. As a good main tank should, but he gets taken down in his efforts by Arc here. Still an opportunity for the defense to continue holding, but Arc is beginning to fall apart. Arc D-Mac finished off. Die is next. That's that. Offense can finally get things rolling here. Zephyr can get some cart progress.
Yeah, I mean, not as bad. The time isn't as bad as it was. Their last one, the last round was, but they're gonna get the point moving exactly as you said, and they have that grab bomb combination coming up, so they could just essentially silence this defense right now.
All right, well, gotta make it work here. 1 minute 30 seconds left. Zephyr, you gotta keep pushing this payload. They have to win this next fight, because if they don't, it's gonna be very hard to continue pushing here. And
there
you're
it
gonna
is.
see the Graviton bomb combo come out right away. Reinhardt's charge. Bomb comes out. Mixo takes a big chunk of damage, but a well-timed Soundberry by Chop ensures that he's gonna be able to stay alive. Shatter on the front line knocks down Kaden, but the counter Shatter comes out as well. Trading back and forth. Both Vegetas removed from this fight. Natrix pushing up, getting aggressive, taking Mixo down. He's got your eyes on the back line now, and he's trying to take them down. But Morbid and Saturn will do it, and instead, as Matrix got a little bit distracted, wanted to head to the gas station, pick up a big gulp Slurpee.
You pick Gold Slurpee indeed, as Morbid is going to keep going right there, and kind of push this all through, getting that big Slurpee. You're refreshed now. You're ready for this next fight.
He's ready. 72% of the Shatter too, getting a little bit of ultimate charge on his way in too. Hopefully, good thing he didn't get the brain freeze, right? But anyways, both teams pushing back out here. You're going to see that Fire Strike eaten up, making sure Natrix doesn't get any more ultimate charge off. That Natrix has to play very scared as he's got the Discord Orb on him. His shield is very low as well, but he's swinging back and forth, looking for this Shatter. You're going to see the Soundbear invested by Morbid, giving his team the opportunity. Shatter comes out, but Daya with the Transcendence means nobody's going to be dying to that. Both Brigittes now colliding, getting knocked down, and there you see the Transecond once again from Despian, ensuring that Zephyr, if they have the resources and the opportunity to cap this, but with Kaden being dropped right away and the Graviton being used, that is going to mean Alpha Gaming can hold this defense. Thespian going to be staggered just a little bit at the end.
Have you ever seen a match just so close? I mean, this is so even. Both these teams are getting team wipes, going back and forth at each other, just kind of biting butt. Look at this defense. They're going to hold very, very strong here with an ult economy like that.
But you gotta be keeping an eye on Saturn here, right? Because Lisagao used that Graviton Surge at the very end of the fight. Won't have it for this one, but Saturn has got one of his own, and now it's just gonna toss it down here. But D9 once again, Arc eating him for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh no! Lisagao though caught out in the open, taken down by that Diva Bomb, and there you go, Zephyr. They can continue to keep pushing in. Grab eaten, no problem.
No problem indeed. I mean, that's how you come back and you stifle that ult economy. You say, oh, you have this ult advantage. I don't really care. This is definitely last fight, as this is going to turn this final corner here coming in. It's going to be a war of the ultimates right here, and the defense looking very good. They can make this entrance very strong. They just have to group up right now.
It's gonna be all about the Shatters, right? Can the Shatters from either team find the supports? More importantly, the supports that are Daya and Chop. B's gonna come out. There's a huge Shatter coming out of Natrix. He's trying to follow up, but it's not gonna happen. Mixo gets nothing with his own Shatter. Bomb tossed over the top. Arc trying to find something. Saturn removed from the fight. Absolutely massive. No more bubbles. No more Discord cleanses. Natrix is gonna keep that to his grave, but he needs to back out now for the time being. He's very low. 1 minute left. Okay, Zephyr, this is really smart. They're backing out, ensuring that they'll have one more fight as an entire team.
They have to, secure this W right here. You have a minute left, so just regroup your team. Yeah, exactly. Regroup your team. You have a lot of people close to ultimates. You can engage with that bomb, or with that beat drop rather, and soon enough the bomb will follow.
Yeah, but Lisagao, close to the grab, cannot have it eaten now by Spooty. This is going to be the win condition for Alpha Gaming. They got to make this work here, and they're going to see it tossed down and eaten up once again. You're not going to find anything. Spooty is on Graviton duty. He's going to toss the bomb in. Lisagao found just for your transgressions. He's going to remove you from the fight as well. Now you see Natrix batting down the backline, hits the Shatter, gets the double kill. That's going to end things out here. Payload's going to be pushed all the way. Horizon Zephyr, your victors here in the Horizon Community Cup. They're going to be moving on, fighting strong with their namesake Horizon Community Cup, Horizon Zephyr. They've got the power pulse.
They got the power indeed, and Lesagao is going to get the play of the game here, and we'll see what this was. But a lot of Graviton Surge eaten in that fight, and this is just, yeah, look at this, the Shatter, the high charge.
Look at the melt. Oh my goodness gracious. What are you even supposed to do against that? Oh my gosh. You just see that health bar, right? Think about it. You're on the ground, you see the sun, you're like, all right. And then all of a sudden your health goes from 500 to 0 about 1 second. That's panic time. All right, well, we're going to end things out here. Thanks for tuning into round 1, but we're not done yet. We got round 2 coming up next. And then right after that, round 3, the grand finals to determine your overall victors. We're going to see you there right after this short little break, but that's going to end things out for me, Rian, and of course, good old boy Pulse. You can, of course, always thank Moira on that production, but see you with more after the break.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back. We are now in the semifinals here of the Horizon Community Cup. I am your newcaster, Hodahori. Joining me today as my co-caster extraordinaire, it is HX9. How you doing, HX?
Now, if you're the new caster, Hodahori, I'm the old. I guess that makes me the old man here today. But I'm excited to see Nepal going on here. Teams are already getting set up and good to go here. We do have Chicken Contendies in this match. My favoritely named team for the tournament versus Mirage.
Yes, Chicken Contendies, winners of Group C, and just defeated the East Coast team 2-1, as well as Mirage defeating the Young Guns 2-1 in their opening quarterfinal match here. And now both teams will be approaching here on Nepal Village. As we start off in this match, both teams starting off, it will be Chicken Contendies in blue and Mirage in red. And it looks like here, both teams going in with different sort of formations here. It looks like Harblue is deciding to go with a pharmacy or on Chicken Contendies, where it looks like the rest of Mirage have decided to just go straight to the point and fight. It looks like they're now going to be engaging here onto the point, and they decided right here to fight onto the point. Mirage just sort of holding up here onto the point, waiting for Contendies to come in on them. A wall comes up and prevents them from coming in. Tanner eliminates Michelle, so Tanner getting 2 kills now. OG going down 2, and it looks like this fight is not going the way that Mirage is going to get it, but they're going to get the initial cap here, so they'll build up initial percentage, but it looks like all the kills here have gone Chicken Contendies' way. It looks like the rest of Mirage has to back up.
And letting him cap the point there is a good strategy. Play it patiently. That way you give Tanner and Hart some time to get some picks there. Some amazing DPS on their part, and that's kind of a counter to Goats in a way. But you do see a lot of comp swaps happening over here on the side of Mirage. They've got the McCree, they've got the dive tanks now, and they're sitting on Sombra, actually. So that Pharah's days are potentially numbered now.
Yeah, so Harblue's got to be super, super careful there in the air with the McCree from Michelle, but immediately he pulls out the ult, takes Michelle out, and immediately will now have free reign on the field, but it looks like the rest of Mirage here are backing up. He's not going to have to worry about that McCree any much longer.
Definitely not. You know, great counter to flashbang. Stunning your ult is just, you know, having a bunch of missiles flying at his face while the stun's going off. So that was a pretty good timed ult there by Harblue. Let's look at the tank composition here on the defending side right now, defending the point. Gig and Salty, they're sitting pretty high on ult charge here, so I think their damage contribution is playing a pretty big factor into this match.
Yeah, and a Dragon actually gets immediately sent here into the room, is going to split up the team, whose Chain is now really, really far away from his team, and now it's just a matter of picking up the rest of the members of Mirage here, as it looks like Chicken Contendies here not having any issues. OG actually takes down Suppose, who is actually going to get res right back up, and Mirage has to go back to spawn here. This has just not been their fight.
Yeah, they're just not really landing that dive in very well. I just think this composition is exactly a great one to get around the. But I know you want to run McCree to try to deal with this Pharah. It tends to be a better choice to dealing with Pharah Mercy, but you also have to get a comp that goes through the door. So dive plus McCree, I think that's having problems.
Yeah, so it looks like here another ult here from Harblue, but no dice this time. He does get Michelle, but down he goes, and they just are dealing with the Sombra here on point. The rest of the team of Mirage here just going down here. OG trying to sort of stay alive is immediately going to get killed, but that's going to be that. Mirage only getting 6% here on Village. Chicken Contendies walking through this relatively easily.
Yeah, it was actually pretty surprising for a finals match, you know, not true finals, of course, but, you know, bracket match, for it to go that way, to be that one, what I would call one-sided there. I think they've just got to make a couple swaps up here on the Mirage side of things. Try to get their tanks a little bit more involved in getting that pressure up there, maybe get their healers in there. Also, no EMP that round. That's definitely telling us something a little bit about how the DPS were doing there. Time to switch things up, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like Chain here will go to the Orisa. So they're going to sort of move into the sort of standard comp that you would say here on Sanctum on Nepal. So they're going to probably move Chain in, see if they can get anybody into the hole. The rest of Chicken Contendies, though, looking like they're going to go dive. So Gig and Salty here still staying on that sort of Winston Diva combination. They're just going to use pure aggression to see if they can actually get them trapped in there and take the point right away. Because it looks like the Mirage here starting off going on the right side will try to avoid the pit altogether, and they've trapped their own team here behind the wall. So looks like the Contendies here have solid control here of the point. So it'll be a matter of Mirage being able to sort of break on through. They've rotated direction. Now Chain on the right side, seeing if they can get any. Michelle gets a big kill on Suppose, so they do get one pick, and Gig goes down. So it is going the way here of Mirage, as Mirage will actually sort of try to finish off the rest of the Contendies here before they actually get on a point. Hardly though takes out Pizza Demon here into the back as Chain finishes him off. They haven't actually attacked the point yet, as they're still distracted by the remaining members of Chicken Contendies who are attacking them from behind. So therefore, they haven't had a chance to sort of rotate in. Tanner's finishing out Suh, and it looks like here they're going to maintain control as the rest of the Contendies come back and push Mirage back to the spawn. Wow, what an unexpected turn of events.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't just rotate to point after they got the kills. That would have given them pretty much a free group up there. Seems like the team was getting divided, but you know, they were dividing themselves. All you got to do is push on point. You know, when you're playing in those bronze and gold matches here, Hodohori, that's the only way I can get a team to group up is get on the point. So, you know, maybe they need to take a hint from that bracket here.
Yeah, maybe they do, but here comes a Dragon coming out from Mirage. It effectively splits the team, but they're not actually going over against anybody. They're actually rotating the other side to see if they can establish on a point. Suppose comes out here with a Transcendence as they eliminate Chain. Chain's not going to be able to sort of protect them from anything else going on. No main tank means no push. So the rest of the Contendies here are just basically pushing back onto them. We're at 70%, and Mirage here has not even gotten a really decent offense as they push through.
I think they look a little bit flustered right now. Hobbs' ult there was actually pretty well placed. Like you said, they split the team. They could have actually followed up on that pretty well. I just think that they got a little confused after that. They went the opposite direction of the Dragon. Honestly, yeah, switching off to the comp they are now, switching to this Goats comp, that's what I would do too.
Oh, and here comes a Graviton here. The bomb actually gets sent really too far back as they actually are trying to sort of hold, but the rest of the Mirage here has been split as the Contendies here are staying tight onto the point. They do get 2 kills right away, and it's a matter now of just cleanup here as overtime starts to tick down. The only remaining member here is the Reinhardt here from Mirage, but that's going to be a very quick win here on Nepal by Chicken Contendies. They take a lead in this match 1-0.
That's pretty much 200 zeros too. So, you know, if I'm Mirage here, I'm going in the practice room here, going into the lobby, and I'm going to be thinking a little bit about composition, but I'm going to be thinking more about positioning and taking advantage of those situations where they did have the advantage. They're not mechanically inferior. They're definitely doing a great job of aiming. They're doing a good job of, I mean, we saw that opening pick from Michelle with Widowmaker. So it's really not a skill thing right now. It's just a positioning thing. It's a coordination thing. And maybe it's just that Nepal isn't their map. But maybe they just need to be somewhere else, you know, like an escort map or something.
Yeah, I mean, it could be also that they're just a little stressed out. They did just overcome Young Guns here 2-1, so maybe they just needed to loosen up a little bit, knowing that they were going in against a team as talented as Chicken Contendies, but they probably just need to loosen up a little bit, go on to the next map. So they will be going to an assault map here, and it will be up to to Mirage to decide. In the meantime, though, just a little bit of notes, just in what else has been happening here in the Horizon Community Cup. It is Who overcoming Path to Poverty. Somewhat of an upset there, 2-0 over Path to Poverty. They advance to the semifinals, and they will play the winner of the match you just saw on the channel, Horizon Zephyr, overcoming Alpha Gaming there 2-1. That will be your semi-final match. Horizon Zephyr, the only Horizon team remaining left in the tournament. The other 2 teams, Zenith and Andromeda, were eliminated in the group stages. Andromeda was eliminated by Young Guns, and then Zenith was eliminated by Young Guns and Hanamura. And we will be going to Hanamura right now. That will be the next map on Assault. So it will be on defense, Chicken Contendies, as well as Mirage will be on offense here. What do you think Mirage has to do here in Hanamura, HX, to sort of change up their luck a little bit?
Well, they did run that May in the first round of Nepal in the village, and I think May on the first point here of Hanamura is a very strong pick if you have a solid May player. Not everyone has the time to invest in, you know, wide range of characters, and May is definitely one that gets put on the back burner a lot. So if they're comfortable with it, just throw the May on the defense. It doesn't look like they're going to go with that advice, however, on the offense of Chicken Tendies. They have, there goes him off the edge. They're going to be just running a standard Goats comp, Salty. Yeah, you know, don't have to be that salty. They're just going to run standard Goats comp. Looks like it's going to be standard Goats comp on all. And I definitely agree. This is probably the best comp for this map right now. until Blizzard, decides that, we're going to fix the meta.
Yeah. Well, they've tried, I think, with the subtle, deep, subtle. I don't know if you would call them sort of nerfs to Brigitte, but I think that's what they're trying to do here. As it looks like it will be Gig establishing here up on the choke, Harblu going up a little bit, probably trying to maybe get a little bit of energy here just to sort of start off. There he goes, bubbling up, making sure Gig now will hold the choke a little bit here, making sure that Mirage is not going to be able to sort of come through. He's doing a pretty decent job here holding the choke, as it looks like Mirage just trying to sort of figure out how they're going to be able to come through. Tanner also up in the top here. They've split their team as they've arranged both all their members on both sides of the choke, and now they're coming in through all together now. It'll be dependent on who will get the kill on the Reinhardt to see who will win this fight. As Chain coming through, he's getting protected and buffed as much as he can. Down goes Gig, and that might be the opening they need. Harblu takes out Michelle, but he's already got a Graviton, and he catches most of Mirage there on the choke, and down they go. And oh my goodness, what a quick Graviton there by Harblu.
Yeah, and if you look at Michelle there, he's only sitting at about 42% ult charge. But again, defenders have a lot easier time of building that ult charge. But I was going to say, backing out of that choke and waiting for cooldowns, it's reminding me of the pillar game in World of Warcraft Arena back in the day. Yeah. Well, even in the current day for some people. But,
Yeah, Rally comes out here now by Mirage, but an Earth Shatter comes in with a bomb into the back. That's going to force them back a little bit here as Hobbs goes down. Gig taking out the Brigitte here of Mirage. So Gig now pushing back through. Mirage having a bit of trouble coming through the choke. Lucio now gets set here. Now it's going to try to protect the rest of Mirage, who have rotated over into the house on the right. But Gig doing what he can. Transcendence actually popped by Pizza Demon. That might be a little too late, as the rest of his team is already down.
Hobbs there trying to be an army of one, taking the point by himself. Not sure that was really the best strategic decision when you're running this particular 3 healer composition here, Hodori. You got to get your team topped off in a couple cases, and you have to rely on all 3 healers using their abilities pretty much on cooldown. Brigitte is a pretty key part of that.
Yeah, another Graviton here will catch the rest of Mirage here, and down they go. It is just a swing fest. Mirage just looking like don't know what just hit him. Very quick team kill with 1:45 here, and 3 ults still on the side of Chicken Contendies.
All right, well, they do have Michelle's Graviton Surge here coming up, and they can do the Grav Bomb combination. Just got to make sure it doesn't get eaten by who really hasn't had an opportunity to show us whether or not he's an ultimate eater or not. We'll see if he does it this round.
Yeah, it'll be key on Salty here to see whether or not they can catch that Graviton or not. But it is gone. It was eaten. That's going to be that. It looks like Suppose takes out Shane, and the rest of Mirage will go down in the dumps there on the front doorstep. 1:12 left here on the clock. They only have the Diva Bomb left, HX. This is big time trouble here for Mirage.
Yeah, I don't have much more to say. They're switching up the composition. Hobbs isn't going to have time to build, or Michelle's not going to have enough. Hobbs not going to really need to stay on that Brigitte. They're just going to switch to the Pharaoh Mercy. It's a pretty solid composition that sometimes works. Doesn't work if you get caught out of stealth like that, though. 1 push left here, and it's really not looking good. Look at this. Harblu getting, is that the 3rd Graviton Surge now?
Yeah, it is the 3rd Graviton Surge that he's almost ready for it. This is just big time trouble now because they're going to get trapped again here in the choke. There's just nothing they're going to be able to do. 30 seconds left to go. Back up in the air here. Hobbs is just looking for anything. Michelle has gone desperation time. Will go to the Widow to maybe see if they can get at least a pick before they go into the doorway. The Monkey is immediately actually getting caught, goes right to the point. They immediately kill the Pharmacy up in the air. Diva Bomb onto the point. Michelle actually gets Suppose down, but it's a matter of cleanup at this point because Gig does go down as Chain here is on the point with and they're trying to sort of survive this out. They will have a little bit of an advantage, but Salty gets in the background with a big bomb here, but they don't get on the point. They don't get any percentages, and it will be Chicken Contendies going for a win here on Hanamura. Mirage just not being able to properly get through the gate.
Oh boy, this is a rough one. Actually, again, you don't usually kind of one-sided match when you get to the finals rounds here, but that's okay. A lot you can learn from this one too if you're sitting on the side of Mirage. So I don't think it's mechanics. I really do think it's just execution right now. So This is a good time. It'll be a good experience for them to go take this in the practice round. And again, if I were them, I'd be running I would truly decide to run that May on the defense, I think that they might be able to do a full hold if they do that. They again, their May did a fine job on the village. It just the fight was so long, you know, that they gave too much time for Hanzo to really get those kills their way back then. So it's definitely a possibility here. We'll see what they set up with. It does look like they are just going to set up with standard goats, though. It looks like Tanner might go onto this, and again, he's on offense. He might switch it up, but he might go onto this Sombra here just to do a little scouting and see what they have in store.
Yeah, and the thing about it is like Mirage here has a bit of an issue because they can't even give up a tick. So that's that's it. One tick will win it for Contendies here. And the thing about it is, so now they really can't play too high up into the gate, because if somebody does happen to sneak back and be able to just sort of get on the point, they could end up just losing this match here while they're still defending up front. So really, really problematic here. They don't have the Mei, like you said, so they're just going to have to rely on themselves here at the choke. They've got to be careful. They have to protect Shane and they have to protect Michelle. And Michelle has got to get that energy up and get that graviton up as quickly as Hardblue has, or it's just going to be curtains here for Mirage as the engage already starts. Hardblue already here at the point, and Gig now charging in. I don't know if Contendies are just going to just go on in and see if they can force it through. They've actually gotten they're actually a bit reserved here at the point as they sort of start fighting in the middle of the choke here, as it looks like they are being a little hesitant. Salty has positioned himself on the high ground here, trying to sort of deal with anybody on trying to come through the window. But instead here, the rest of the Contendies are just sort of okay with sort of biding their time, sort of waiting it out a little bit, waiting for an energy generation to come up and just then sort of force the action that way, as they are just in the middle of just a brawl here into the middle. No kills on either side, as looks like Contendies are just sort of content to stay on the other side of the door and just pick the person that they're going to get. Chain there gets immediately pushed back, so they do have a little bit open. Rally now coming out here for Chicken Contendies, as all of them are now going to be armored and shielded. Here comes Gig. He's going to be looking for a target, looking for Chain, who's going to be in deep trouble. Graviton actually comes in, and the Contendies here get trapped, but a counter grab actually catches the rest of Mirage here. So it looks like big Earth Shatter comes in from Gig. First kill is going to be Chain, and this is probably going to be it. They're establishing themselves onto the point. Nobody can get onto the point quick enough, and that will be that. Chicken Contendies here will advance to the final, beating Mirage here 2-0 in a fairly quick semi-final match here. Chicken Contendies just overwhelming their opponents.
And it's literally as fast as a best of three can go, Hodori. It's 100-0, 100-0, and a really quick one fight cap on the first point there. Just dominating performance by Chicken Contendies. And since we don't have much to say about the match, let's make a little bit of comment here. You called the Chicken Contendies content. That would make them the Chicken Contenties, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would make it.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah,
I got you covered.
All right. So as you know, English is not my first language, so therefore I do have issues with pronunciation sometimes. But congratulations to Chicken Contendies, as they will be advancing to the final of the Horizon Community Cup. They will play the winner of Who and Horizon Zephyr, which is going on right now in a different sort of channel. So the winner of that match will match up against the Contendies here and will take the top prize of, I think it is $600 for first place here in the match in the match of the final. That match will actually be casted by your one and only Argander and Down Boulevard. You'll get to hear their voices, and it will be a best of 5. So it will not be as quick as some of the matches here that have been going on. But congratulations to Chicken Contendies, and congratulations to Mirage for making it this far. They did beat a very, very good Young Guns team 2-1 here in the quarterfinals. It just was not their day here in the semi.
Yeah,
so
definitely not. So hopefully, I hope Mirage does go and take this back into take it into the ballot review room and take some time to look at it, because again, I think they're there. I just think they need a little bit more coordination. Just so small.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be that for us. Final thoughts, HX9? I mean, we are sort of done for the night, so it will be Argander and Beatdown Boulevard at the top of the hour for the match, the finals between Chicken Contendies and the winner of Horizon Zephyr. But final thoughts here from you.
It's been a good bunch of matches here. I hope you're watching every match here at the Horizon tournament, and not just the match that your favorite team's playing in, because Argander and Pokemon Panda are coming up next. They're going to be casting that finals match. It's going to be crazy good. And go back and watch some of the other matches too. Maybe you'll find a new team and a new couple of players you like to see. So check out the VODs.
Absolutely. Check out the VODs from Saturday there, and it will be Pokemon Panda who will be with Argander here in the finals match. But that's going to do it for us. So HX9, thank you very much. Thank you for being my great partner for some of these Horizon matches. And that's it for me, Hodohori. I'm going to be signing off. Join us at the top of the hour here for the final of the Horizon Community Cup. It will be best of 5. It will be Chicken Contendies and the winner of Who and Horizon Zephyr. For HX9, I'm Hodo. Thanks so much. Have a good evening.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Horizon Community Cup number 2. This is it. We are at the finals. Last game to be played of the day. Get the hype train going. My name is Argoner, and with me is longtime friend of the show. We've got Pokemon Panda. Panda, how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good, man. I've been having a good weekend at Contenders so far, and did some open division work as well. So, it's always nice to see the variety of Overwatch that's going to be played. Not in the compositions, of course, but in just the regions and all the different teams playing. It's just a very exciting moment, especially when you have such big names in these matchups. Maybe not to many of you. I mean, I'm sure most of you know Hard Blue, of course, but on the NA servers, of course, most of these players infamously known, of course, Valentine for his Widowmaker. Most of them are all very admirable at their own role, but in the game of formal Overwatch, as pretty as the map of Busan is, it's still GOAT's territory.
Yeah, and as we take a look right before the doors open, we do see some familiar sights here, but how about this? We've got the double sniper coming out. Valentine and Fofi are going to be coming out on those double snipers, so watch out for the high ground.
You got to try to contest the high ground as much as possible. More or less, you got to put as much pressure into the backline as possible. If they can keep Suppose up and out of the way and the Discord Orb is off the hamster of Mac, you can create a lot of pressure just like that. Big pick right on the Suppose, right off the break.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge deal coming in with the first pick of the game. It's going to be Valentine getting the pick onto the enemy team. Zenyatta, Suppose, has instantly swapped onto Ana, though, so maybe be able to come back here. A point has opened up, and how about Valentine getting a second pick of the round, taking out both supports immediately, and it looks like that's all she wrote for the first fight. Everything going in the way of Who, and they are going to get the very early fight here, but Harblu on the way out getting a kill on Fofe. Not sure how much that'll do, but, it's a good little parting shot there.
It's not going to do too much at all. It's just going to get resurrected. They get a resurrection out for 30 seconds. So, that's a nice consolation prize of this fight. But at the end of the day, it's sad that the 3-3 is trumped by triple DPS. It's just hard to deal with and very hard to deal with on the fly when you're so immobile and you lose your Discord Orb and your chain of focus with that Discord Orb out of the way. And you're stuck between two different sniper sight lines and Pharaoh rockets coming into you. It's just very difficult. And you can see the team on the left side just go ahead and taking swaps.
And how about that huge pick coming out from Tanner in the 1v1 against Valentine, pays for it with his life against Dosarino. Dosarino with another kill there. Now we've got Transcendence going on the point. But once again, it looks like Who is looking very confident on the point right now. Fight is still breaking out. Gig is going to get the next kill here. Scope taken out of the fight. And it looks like it's going to be Mac paying the price now. And now almost having the point switched over finally with a little bit extra percentage point there. 46% to Who, but finally Chicken Contendies in control of the point here on Busan.
I really like Chicken Contendies' composition. It's a very oppressive version of Dive. You still have one Sin and the Diva in there, but then you also have Hard Blue on the Hammond to follow up with a pile driver, all creating infinite amount of space rather for Tanner to land body shots, headshots, whatever they may be. It's still damaged, so that way the tanks can just clean up.
And tanks just poking each other on the high ground here. Looks like Fofi is taking a good deal of damage, but he is going to be healed up. Just a little bit of jostling back and forth for these teams, but now we've got Who's starting to come in onto the point here. Yeah, that Diva Bomb might be just what they needed to stop this fight before it starts. Mac taken out of the fight very quickly. Salty getting the first kill. It's going to be Tanner and Hardblue following up there, and the rest of Who is going to be pulling out. So that's another, now we're at about even percentage points for the cap here, but it is still Chicken Contendies in control.
Yeah, Chicken Contendies, the off tanks in particular, Hard Blue and Salty, they're doing fantastic work, really shutting down the dive so far. Valentine is going to actually take a swap to a Sombra and try to deal with it more accordingly, a more direct approach. Tanner has other news to say about that, finds the head of the Genji immediately. Dosarino has had a very difficult time charging this blade so far ever since swapping. As Chicken Contendies continue to hold control at this point, they're rounding about to 75% before the next team fight even engages. They have a nano boost that can go over to Gig, and this team fight could last such a long time just from support ultimates alone.
Absolutely, and Tanner is in a great position here. Nobody's able to get to him, but the nano boost of Winston is going to be here. Mac is on point, does get the kill on his Suppose. That could spell disaster losing your Ana, but the beat is going to be coming in, and Tanner again getting another pick very early in this fight. He's got Dosarino in his sights, and he's not going to stop.
There's no reason to. The fight is going back and forth. Fofi is about to get demeched, about to have a self-destruct, however, to get another mech here in the second. Reach overtime, can't even get back to the point. Is Fofi, and that animation getting out of the mech seems such like a long time. I mean, Overwatch is just, it really makes time irrelevant. At times you almost get lost in the ether of just how quick a match can blink before your eyes. But really good swaps coming through from Chicken Contendies. When they retook the point with their triple tank, their 1-2-3 composition. Or I'm sorry, their yeah, it's a 1-2-3 with the triple tank. And instead of triple support, they ran the triple tank, which is really interesting. Never in the end, but it really shut down the high ground and the opportunities that Valentine was taking advantage of, along with all of the DPS that who originally ran out with. And we will run over to the Meka Center now on Busan. Things are a little bit different. This is all about the high ground territory when they run out on 3-3. It's just about setting up your Zenyatta on the high ground to rain in orbs of destruction and have a clean Discord orb engagement. You're going to see the Slobberknocker, the Slapfest, about to unfold here.
And exactly like you predicted, Panda, it is going to be on the high ground here. Both Reinhardt swinging at each other, jostling for position. Mac is taking some damage, but the rest of his team is there to back him up. Now we see the real fight begin. It looks like Gabe's going to get his shield broken first, and he's not going to pay for it with his life. How about this? CC is keeping that tank alive as hard as they can, and it is going to be paying off. Suppose getting the first kill onto the enemy team's Reinhardt. Mac taken very quickly out of the fight, and here comes the aggression from Chicken Contendies.
Yeah, Chicken Contendies, they are... It was a really good amp it out. You can never really tell by visuals alone, regardless if they added that into the client or not, when you can tell the Lucio's on speed boost or not, but you can more hear it. When the Lucio of Chicken Contendies amped it out was the perfect moment of time, punishing the shield bash and C-Moose's original amp it out, taking quick control of this point and having the ult advantage at that.
Yeah, Who taking a beautiful route here. They went underground, getting the first kill on the Gig. Diva Bomb is going to be coming out. Salty still getting value with that, taking Valentine out of the fight. And now we've got Beat coming out for CC. They did lose their Reinhardt early in that fight, but that Beat may give them the life they need, the legs they need to stay here on point.
Yeah, just trying to stay on point. Scope getting the consolation prize. It's actually a huge pick, so that way the recontests come through. Max still alive. There's still a good amount of members here. Gig is trying to turn this around for Chicken Contendies, but Who are still trying to exist. This is very stall-worthy for them. They need to die. They need to regroup so that way they can try to recontest most of the time, because that's just more ult charge going over to the members of Chicken Contendies who already have control of the point. More importantly, Gig's going to have an Earth Shatter going into here and really set up horribly. Even if Tanner can't take advantage of the shield bash past shields anymore with that Forget the Change coming through, you can still wait for Mac to go for that Flame Strike, because he probably knows that he's down in the ult charge at that. And
Graviton Surge is going to be coming out here. Lots of damage being dumped in, lots of healing, and it's not going to matter. And how about CC? And even with Valentine throwing out that Graviton Surge, Salty absolutely decimating the other side, eating it before it can get any value. What a play by the tanks on CC.
Yeah, it's continuing with follow-up that they've brought over from downtown. A fantastic defense matrix play coming here from Salty. Speed is coming through in our last team fight territory. Excuse me, I'm so caught out. So with a nice opening frag on the scope.
Yeah, Gig is going to be taken out by Fofi's Diva Bomb there. It might not matter. Got plenty of value before he went down. 94% is going to be capped on the point here, and it doesn't look like anybody's going to have a chance for the side of Who to be able to touch. It is going to be a 100-0 here. What a play from the moment they started. The tanks on the Chicken Contendies were so aggressive, so brutal when it came to what Who was trying to do that. I mean, CC just couldn't be stopped. And let's take a look at what Gig was doing. I think this is after he respawned and just held LMB.
Yeah, this was really, it's into the Graviton Surge, just big cleave damage. You don't have big self-destructs going into that corner, but what you do have is a very angry German man powered by Gig, Chicken Contendies main tank. Fantastic composure, keeping the Earth Shatter under his belt. Big time hard blue energy. Yeah, 76% energy. That's just hard blue for you. Right? I mean, we've known him as an off tank. He's been playing off tank for quite some time as the GT Roadhog Bane of yesterday or of Christmas past, I suppose, for the seasonal time. But it's always translated that he is one of the more aggressive Zaryas in the rankings of Overwatch to this very day, and many Zaryas base their play around his original play style of aggressing with the Reinhardt. Gig's taking great advantage of that. And when you have a Reinhardt that's not afraid to back down, even when he doesn't have the shield pressure or the shield advantage, just to press forward when your Zarya is right there with the team bubble, you can gain advantage on that team fight instantaneously with a good cleave, because this current meta of Overwatch just really calls for the entire team just to be grouped up.
You're absolutely right about that, Panda. And it looks like the first map did go there to Chicken Contendies. Remember, this is going to be a best of 5. Next map is going to be Route 66. Big Earls. We're very used to seeing this location here. I am curious to see if we see Valentine back on that Widowmaker. It's a little bit tough with all of the different shields that are coming out, but I mean, both of these teams have been surprising us a lot. Both of these teams have a lot of high-level talent, so we very well could be seeing that.
Even when the team of Who they came out with that triple DPS composition, it broke apart the 3-3 comp originally that Chicken Contendies rolled out on. It really was to no avail. If anything, it just kind of forced CC's hand, if you will, to go into a flex comp of their own and bring Tanner onto the Widowmaker. And Valentine couldn't come up on top of that duel just because of how much resources and how well CC were doing at setting up their Widowmaker versus Valentine being set up on his team. That I think that it's more of a high risk, high reward tactic, especially when you come out here on 66. The defenders are more than likely going to run out on Zen Goats like CC is. But Who, they're running out here with triple DPS again. Double specialist, triple projectile, Foofy on the Hanzo.
Yeah, fight taken very early there, but very smart of CC to pull back, not stay there welcome too long. But how about Mac here? Mac just getting free reign to pretty much go wherever he likes.
It's really smart for CC to assess the situation, see what they can do, and more or less wait for the hamster to come in. As you see, Shield Bash coming through from Tanner, and they kept the hamster out. So no tank line for the attacking team now. It's going to be very hard for them to find this corner and any sort of car pressure whatsoever.
Yeah, very, very smart here, not taking the fight. You do need to wait for that tank to get back. Mac is back. Not a whole lot of ultimates online for either team here, so the next fight could be a very honest one, but Valentine's going to make it a 5v6 very quickly, taking Tanner out of the fight.
It really works out well for them, too. I mean, any sort of frag is going to pay dividends this early on as the cart is running about the corner. Hardblue's going to be right there to answer back. The off-tanks, including in between Salty, backed up, and like I had said earlier, although the composition may catch a 3-3 comp off guard, once they reassess the situation, going back to the original comment of how high skilled these members are, they'll out macro you. It's not about their mechanical skill, but they'll take it from a very clean perspective. Even that Reinhardt cleave right there, knocking the and giving space over to the mines there, not find any sort of frag from the mines. It's just brilliant play coming out from CC.
Yeah, there were a few ultimates used on the attacking side. No value to be gotten yet. CC very smartly pulling back, but now the fight is going to be taken back on a point here. Here comes that Hanzo Dragon just trying to clear out the bottom, and it's going to be DiSerono with a giant Pharaoh Barrage taking out Gig. That might be exactly what they needed, but don't forget, Hardblue is still on the field. He does have Graviton Surge available coming up in just a couple of seconds here.
Yeah, he's just sitting on the payload, just trying to soak in as much energy as possible. Tanner got caught up in a trap, so he's gonna need that personal bubble. Harblue's just gonna throw the Graviton Surge down, and he actually catches the hamster out, finding the Mercy frag first and just being able to waltz away with a nice defense. Even when they're down on the fight, Tanner goes down towards the end, but it's still going to work out for the defender's favor because they can just send the Lucio back to go ahead and taxi the Brigitte back to the fight. You can see the attacking team now at a huge deficit, Who really scratching their heads. Mac's about to have another minefield available, but it didn't find anything before. You almost want a Graviton Surge there so you can combine that big bursting ultimate while they're all grouped together.
And just a little bit of trading back and forth with the damage, but it looks like Fofe overstayed his welcome and was taken out of the fight very early there. So once again, it seems like the defense is in a very confident position. 1 minute left on the clock, and this payload has barely moved down the road.
Like I said, it's high risk, high reward. You run out with 5 squishies, 1 tank. In this current situation, Hardblue's had so much energy. Even when he goes down, it's still going to pay dividends. Yeah, they got the resurrection from Seamoose available to get Valentine. Now they can just back up, give some space because they already knew their win condition has been set.
And once again, DiSerono has Gig in his sights, taking him out with the Pharaoh Barrage. So it is going to be the attacking team Who with some great advantage here. How about Fofi with the 2K, 2 headshots, taking out 2 of the supports on the defense there. But really only 25 seconds left on the clock. I love this reset coming out from CC. They're going to give up the point for now and recontest right at the end.
Yeah, already acknowledging that they had to capture 1 point, just regrouping behind the billboard, waiting for the perfect time to strike. They know they have to be careful of the Rip Tire. Earthshatter comes through from Gig, and it gets absolutely mitigated.
Yeah, Scope with a very quick ultimate there, using the Transcendence to try to stay alive. But how about Fofi once again getting a 2K, taking out Salty and Tanner this time? Valentine's going to be showing him up as well with 2 kills of his own. Gig off the map there, and that's going to be finally in overtime. a one fight by the attacking team. That was looking very, very hairy for a minute.
Yeah, so now who? Capturing that point in overtime. They still get 2 minutes, 30 seconds regardless. The defending team now, Tanner, going to go over to the Ashe. So good, high-skilled mechanical play going to come out and going to be damage boosted. And suppose it's going to take that swap over to Ana to build up a nano boost to go over to Gig. And there's kind of a variation of triple tank dive. And it's going to be hard because they have to deny high ground from not only Desereno, Valentine, and Fofi.
Yeah, Fofi is still on fire here, getting another kill, taking Suppose right out of the fight. But is going to be resurrected very quickly by Zalik. So now we're back to a fair fight. Graviton Surge is going to come in from Hardblue, but the damage is not there to follow up. There we go. Tanner coming up with the 2 kills, 2 headshots. Scope and Fofi taken out. How about Tanner with a 3rd one? And that's going to be the defense getting right back in this game.
Vanilla Ashe, not enough damage with the 1 headshot, 1 kill, but when you're damage boosted by a Mercy, it's fantastic play. Chicken Contendies understand and realize what they need to win a team fight, even when they were down. Graviton Surge almost looked completely wasted, but Tanner making it absolutely useful. They're actually about to have Bob to make a guest appearance, about to have a 7-man roster for this next fight here, Argender, and that's going to pay huge dividends considering that Who just took swaps across the board, so they hardly have any ultimates to utilize besides this Transcendence coming around.
And here comes Bob right down the main alley, and it's going to be the first kill. Oh no, Desereno was able to make it out here, finally taking out his Mac, and there go the kills for CC. Tanner is going to be taken out of the fight, but it's too little too late for Who. Yeah, and they're just going to be jumping off the edge here. They know the fight is lost. Zalik is already there with the resurrection, so no walk back from the spawn is Tanner, and back to a full 6 defense here. And again, we're in a position, Panda, where there's 30 seconds left on the clock, and there's a lot of cart distance to cover.
Yeah, and Who are really wishing that they had more charge there and that team fight lasted a bit longer so that way they got a little bit more ultimates out of their enemies. And Tanner is just sitting up here uncontested, dumpstering damage, finds a Mac. No resurrection available for the attacking team. With 15 seconds left on the board, Argender, they got to go in.
That was incredible by Tanner, taking out Mac almost by himself. The dynamite and 3 dinks to the head. Mac was taken out of the fight. Here we go. 5 seconds left on the clock. There's going to be one more desperate stand here. Remember how much distance they have to cover. Who needs to win this fight right now decisively to have some sort of chance? We got another Bob in here. Tanner once again throwing it straight on the point, and it does not look great. So many kills coming in for Tanner. 2 kills with the Bob. It says make that a 3rd kill, and that's going to be it. How about another 4th one? And just for the little cherry on top is Gig getting the Earth Shatter kill on the Fofi. So what looked to be an original full hold for the side of CC, Who was able to make it through that first checkpoint, but man, they really got stalled out. And a lot of it was on the back of Tanner with that, big brain Ashe switch.
I think what's most important to realize there was the overextension that the tank line of CC took there towards the tail end of point A hold, which gave way too much space. And Fofi taking good advantage of the Storm Arrow ability. It is a fantastic ability at that to shoot through tanks when they're in point blank distance, and you can get a lot of ult charge at that. And when they couldn't contest high ground anymore was when they spilled their demise. But yeah, you're right. They really got stalled out here around the rock side, right in front of the garage area and the saloon in the middle of point B. But on the off chance that Tanner was very much so uncontested and the tank line for Who were too late to take the swaps to deal with it accordingly, the DPS were not acclimating to the damage boosted Ashe pick that Tanner was providing, that they just got fully stalled out. Pulling out the Bob multiple times just clearly shows you how much damage Tanner was finding onto the tank line of Who, continuously farming them, and damage boosted at that. You can get your ultimate extremely quickly.
Absolutely, Panda. And taking a look at the defense, Who very much wants, again, the high risk, high reward. They really need a full hold here, so they are going to be breaking out all of the stops on DPS. They've got the Pharah, the double sniper is coming out here. It's really going to be up to Who to get those kills early, get those picks early, and just try to stop these fights before they start.
That's what it really comes down to, right? Scope finds the Discord orb. They find a nice direct rocket. Maybe Valentine or Fofi finds a good body shot or a headshot onto set target. Max just got to be careful not to get caught out. They suppose on this Ana can find that clean sleep dart onto the hamster, and they can get absolutely obliterated from the amount of damage that the attacking team of CC have. And Mac coming in with a swing, looking for any possibility, only finds Salty. Just has to back up.
And Fofi's sent into orbit there. Tanner with a huge dynamite. The res is going to be coming in for Fofi. Brought back up by Seamoose, but Tanner, the entire time that res is going on, nobody's there to heal. Tanner gets 2 more kills on the back. Gig following up, making a 4K for Tanner. This man can't be stopped.
And he's finding shots all around, being extremely accurate with that gun, showing us how the new DPS Ashe is really being played. Finding good damage with the TNT as well, getting 6% ult charge. Gets immediately his head blown off by Valentine, and Valentine took that swap accordingly to try to deal with Tanner, as it seems to be the only answer to do so and to dislodge the Ashe.
Nano boosted Winston is going to be going into the backline here. Scope is going to be the first one to find out what a nano boosted Winston can do, taking the kill, and all the while nobody's able to touch point. So an uncontested cap for CC. They get a free cap point while they're winning the fight. Very, very strong play there. Not too much more distance to go. And look at this, 5 minutes left on the clock.
And Valentine finds another headshot on Tanner. It's going to be res right back up. And they need to take that moment just to, at the moment that they are regrouped, they need to pounce onto the supports. They need to put backline pressure onto Suppose, and they need to do it quickly. The only problem is that when they're doing so, they're finding so much, or giving so much charge over to Hard Blue, and that's just immediate backline damage and appeal for the Honor to stay alive. The Zolig's about to have this Valkyrie ultimate, and that could be the final nail in the coffin for Route 66 defenders.
Very well could be. We've got a flanking Bob behind the team, but what about that frag Graviton surge by Blue? They had no chance. What a shame. It was just a steamroll from that last point cap onward. And really that, what was that? A 5-man Graviton surge from Blue was just the nail in the coffin, earning another win on the board for the Chicken Contendies. That's 2. And remember, this is best of 5. We got to take a look at this Tanner play of the game.
Yeah. Just look at the target prioritization on Tanner's screen, using that dynamite, whether it finds anything, regardless of the situation. He was using it very effectively. In that final moment, using dynamite to zone out multiple members of Who, so that way Hard Blue was able to find that 5-man grab. Hard Blue again, finding a energy score tablet there on the final moments, but it's just really showing you how good CC are working as a team to set up the plays that they want to. More importantly, that they're able to flex onto these different members of the Overwatch. More importantly, Ashe, and really implements it well into this match. And almost seem like you're not even really missing much from the previous meta. Not like you would.
Yeah, absolutely, Panda. And I just want to take a quick shout out to Scope there, the Zenyatta, not only getting those 3 medals, but a lot of really, really smart positional plays, popping that Transcendence, while Gig was using Earth Shatter, not getting shattered, trying to keep your team alive. The supports are really coming alive on the side of Who. It's just not coming out in the version of wins. We are going to be going out to Hanamura. Now, this is a very interesting map here. I feel like every time we go to Hanamura, we always see, round 4, round 5, round 6, or the teams get stalled out very early. This is really dependent on how well you can ride that snowball.
That's very well said. If you can capture point A at that, and we'll see a lot of teams being stalled out on point A, is when they try to come out on those fancy comps, where I would more or less assume that Who will try to do something fancy with the triple DPS composition. And then in the final moments, they'll try to switch to goats and they'll try to make it work. And perhaps they'll get a snowball. You're almost just better off at the moment that the gates open up just to come out on goats, just to build up as much ultimate charge as possible, including that Graviton Surge, Earth Shatter, Self-Destruct, all team fight ending ultimates within their own right. I need to be careful with whatever sort of cheese composition that they run out with, because their adversaries, the CC, they ain't messing around. They want to win this tournament, and they've been playing a lot of 3-3. Besides when Tanner drops the shield and picks up the rifle and goes to Ashe, it's not really Flex City coming out of CC today.
Yeah, and just a quick reminder, this is potentially the last round of the day. If Chicken Contendies can get a win here, they are going to be winning the Horizon Community Cup #2, and that is up to Who to stop them. Who's coming out with the attack first? A very familiar sight. We do see 3-3 coming out for both sides.
And I extremely respect the attackers of Who to come out here like this, just try to speed boost as quick as possible. Find a target with the Discord Orb. It's actually on Gig, and he gets spooked away. They can't run him over quite yet.
Yeah, the fight is just stalling out a little bit here, but it looks like it's going to be Mac's shield going down first, so the Reinhardt is not going to have that shield. And how about here, Salty jumping into the backline, taking out Scope. Meanwhile, Mac is taking out Gig. We do have a 5v5, but Scope is not available. There is no Transcendence that could be built right now. And what a great rotation here by Who going all the way on the left side, but they're going to pay for it with Zalik and a huge boop on the Fofi.
Yeah, it was a good bait switch there from the Zenyatta player of Chicken Contendies. It's probably to no avail. The spawner's advantage is for the attacking team. Gig not willing to swap onto the Winston to get, or the Hamster to get back here faster. He's just going to walk back. He will recontest, but Zalik again, the bait switch works out in his favor. Finds the main tank of Mac. And now the defenders, Chicken Contendies, they have the advantage. Transcendence now being thrown in.
Can you believe this defense right here? Seamoose is going to get the kill on the Gig. Salty's going to get the kill, and then we have the Graviton Surge coming up from Valentine, getting a 2K, and what looked like it was going to be a total reversal is going to be the attacking team back into the dominant position, and that is going to be Point A taken over in a wild match. Zalik doing everything in the book, getting the beat ready, getting those two boop kills, but it wasn't enough. We are moving on to Point B with 6 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock.
So it was about 1 minute and 20 seconds until the defenders finally lost control of Point A there. Argender, it was still really good in the end. Suppose used the Transcendence. Valentine, regardless of swapping over to Widowmaker or not, used the Graviton Surge. Was still good because that was the big snowball opportunity. Mac will have the self-destruct. If they can time this with, or the self-destruct in the Earth Shatter, it will be huge. Earth Shatter comes down, self-destruct is still being pocketed.
Yeah, Scope was able to take out Suppose, his counterpart on the enemy team, so there's not going to be a defending Zenyatta. And Scope, once again, not to be stopped here, taking out Salty's. Max Simu's following up with the kill. Now we've got a Graviton Surge going on to Point B here. Valentine trying to clean up, but man, these kills are just going back and forth. Hardblue and Suppose keeping the dream alive. One tick may be gotten here.
It could be one tick. They're definitely going to start getting advantage. The more members of the attackers that are on the point, the longer that it takes for the defenders to spawn. The Transcendence from Suppose is actually going to turn this team fight back into the defenders' favor. With Tanner on the Brigitte, they can resustain themselves on the front line and really take advantage of the lack of members for the attackers that are coming back in. They're trying to recontest, though, Argender. And Zalik, speed boosting back up, finds Widowmaker in the backline of Who.
Gig getting a ton of value on this Hammond here. Finally, it looks like CC is getting their feet underneath of them, and they are going to be rewarded with a kill. Salty's going to be taking out Fofi. Tanner following it up with the kill onto the Baby Diva. Zalik once again taking out Mac, this time doing it honestly. No need for the boot kill, not even a tick to be gotten. That's got to be very frustrating for Who. They looked great on the way in, but this is a 2 CP map, and they don't even get credit for one single tick.
Yeah, and they threw a lot of investments into that last fight as well. They're going to take more swaps. More importantly, Valentine's going to swap back over to the Zarya. Dosterano is actually holding on to this rally, just getting it, in fact. There's a lot of armor that can go over to Scope in between the shields of both the Zarya and the Zenyatta. Minefield and self-destruct pushes Dosterano into a very difficult situation.
Yeah, that was a great 1-2 punch with the tanks on the side of CC. Defense had this fight won the moment it began. And it looks like Gig might be switching on to something else after using the Hammond mines there, thinking about what he wants to do. How about Zalik just padding those boop stats, getting Valentine on the way out. Yeah, look at this. Gig switching back onto the Reinhardt.
It makes most sense. They switch over to the Hamster for the stall, but it really worked out well enough, and he was able to create enough pressure and do enough damage to get a minefield. And it's just really good play from the main tank of Chicken Contendies, doing a good job of keeping enough space, doing enough peeling for his backline side where they don't feel pressure. Supposes look fantastic, taking advantage. He's just sitting up on the high ground, just laying orbs of destruction in for free.
Yeah, another huge boot by Zalik, stopping the attack, coming across the bridge. The entire team had to drop. Now everybody's rotated on to the balcony. Mac is going to be getting the first kill, getting some friends on Zalik, and now we've got Tranquility being experienced onto the point. Suppose looking fantastic, trying to keep his team relevant in this fight. Gig is still alive here. Now the beat's coming in. How about this? The beat coming in from Zalik is going to keep Gig alive long enough to let Tanner and Salty, all of the tankiness that's coming out, these long fights provided by the supports, are making it so CC is still not giving up a single tick after 3.5 minutes.
You can see the composed and veteran support play coming out from Chicken Contendies altogether. They used the Transcendence the moment that the Transcendence was about to end, and they threw in the sound barrier. Suppose was able to slither his way back in, using the final bits of Transcendence to speed his way to the backline. found himself 29% shy of another Transcendence. There's a lot of damage that he's finding here, folks. And Tanner's about to have the rally, so it's even more healing and even more sustain that Gig's about to have, who's about to cement another Earthshatter, can set up Hardblue with a Graviton Surge and a Self-Destruct combo. That is the best way to deal with goats, but look at the 6-pack of ultimates coming in here for the attacking team.
Yeah, 6 ultimates coming right up the stairs, and now everybody's trading ultimates back and forth. There's so much going on upstairs. There's going to be a Diva Bomb. It's going to be Scope and Fofi getting the first 2 kills. That's huge. Tanner taken out of the fight. Nobody's going to be able to sustain here, but finally a Transcendence coming out from Scope, keeping his team alive. They really want to take this point, and they want to take it right now. Everything has been invested by the attacking team, who is in the best position they've ever been in, and they still haven't been able to take a tick yet. How about the defense of CC here contesting the point, and now Suppose once again with the Transcendence, keeping the dream alive.
He's had it almost every 45 seconds. He has been doing fantastic, laying Orbs of Destruction. He almost finds Scope there towards the end. Finally gets pushed back by Seamoose to clean up on the frag. So now there's no Zenyatta available. Mac has been here for a while. He finds an Earthshatter, and Seamoose is there for the cleanup.
Yeah, the fight is still being taken on point. Contestation is being run by both sides there. Diva Bomb is going to be coming in from Fofi, taking out Salty of the mech first. Baby Diva getting taken out next. Hardblue has switched onto the Hammond here. Once again, just trying to keep the dream alive. And once again, Zalik with a
Nice
giant beat, keeping everybody alive. This is still going on. 1minute 20 seconds left on the clock. Suppose finally getting the first kill onto the attacking team, giving the team a little bit of breathing room. Seema's taken out of the fight. Kills still coming in the way for the attacking team, but still not a tick to be gotten. 1 minute left on the clock.
They finally deal with Suppose on the main, and they finally get their first tick. 1 minute left now. Multiple members of the attacking team on the point. Longer spawns in. Gig spawning and charging right out of the gate, right into a Transcendence Scope. Actually finds 3 with the Shatter.
Yeah, the Shatter was huge. The Transcendence was even bigger. It's going to be Dosarino back on that Doomfist, taking Zalik right out of the fight here. Kills are being 100% in the way for Who. They're so close to getting the full point capture. The May is back. And how about this Diva Bomb? Can it keep everybody stalled out long enough? And it doesn't. It's still going to be Suppose alive. Almost with that Blizzard, but he's going to pay for it with his life. No Blizzard is going to be thrown right now. Fofi and DeSerono getting those kills. Seamus following it up with his counterpart. Zalik taken out of the fight. Dosarino getting no value out of that Doomfist Meteor Strike. And how about that? Finally, after almost 5.5 minutes, it is going to be 2 points capped for the Who. How do you like that?
It's legendary. It had nothing to do with spawn advantage at all. The attackers doing the very smart play by having multiple as the max members on the points to get the most benefit of the spawn time or takeaway that they possibly could have onto Assault. Don't forget it at home. It is in fact a little benefit that we have here on Assault maps. Came quite some time ago. With that being said, however, it was the picks that came out for the defending team, CC. They were picking the right picks. They were doing a fantastic dance of always having one member on the point, contesting at all times. Suppose, again, finding a massive amount of damage, coming back in with the Transcendence really started the whole stall there, including Hardblue, who actually gained enough did enough damage in said stall to get a minefield. Suppose, of all people, was on the May. And the attacking team of Who, they had a really tough time dealing with the May in between the cooldowns of the Ice Wall and the pick as well. So it comes down to just decision making and target prioritization that you can see visually for now the defending team of Who that they just need to be careful of. They need to really follow up on all of their kills, whether they are about dinner references and they don't like their vegetables, or regardless of the situation. They are leaving a lot of bread on the table, and they need to gobble it up.
They're definitely leaving a lot on the table, and Who has bought themselves the time they needed. Who is still relevant in this fight. 23 seconds left on the clock for them if they need to attack again, but of course they really want to get the full hold defense on point A here, and it's going to be up to CC walking it right now to try to make that not happen.
It's still important regardless because they capture the map, so they still have a win condition in hopes here. And they really want to win this map regardless to stay in their tournament condition here. And they're looking good on their defense, who, by the way, it's 3-3 across the board. You can see perhaps now, even for Who, they have quietly woken up and they're just like, you know what? 3-3, still pretty good composition. I guess we could run that. Triple DPS. We'll wait another season. We'll wait another season because it's working out pretty well. More than half of all their tanks in all their ultimate chargers about to be past 50%. And it's the defender's favor here because the attackers who spawned as quick as they did Their tanks more than likely are not going to beat the defenders to their ultimates.
Yeah, and both teams just jockeying for position. Both Reinhardt's trying to keep their shield alive here, but it's going to be very aggressive by Gig there, throwing in the charge, but he's going to pay for it with his life. Mac following it up. Everybody staying alive on the back of the scope with that Transcendence, coming out of the Transcendence and getting a kill on to Suppose on the way out. That's the second fight that's been won by Who here. This is a different Who team than we've seen in the last few maps. They're looking very, very strong.
Agreed. They're definitely playing more composed and well-mannered at that. Just really clean Overwatch altogether, and this is what 3-3 really brings to the table. Finding the Discord orb, but now they're at a disadvantage. Scope used that Transcendence. Hardblue's walking back into the grab. I'm not too sure if they're quite ready for it, but if they're not ready for Valentine's either, and Suppose has the Transcendence as well.
Yeah, very smart play. Mac tried to keep the shield down while that Diva Bomb from Fofi came in, but no value to be gotten. There is going to be an Earth Shatter coming out from Mac. Nobody's there to follow up. Very, very tough position for Who here. But they are still in, pretty good control. It is going to be the beat, and Tanner coming out so much HP on the attacking side. Is it going to be enough?
Self-destruct getting popped up in the air. Nothing to stop Mac, however. No Earth Shatter, no stun available for the attacking team to stop the Reinhardt. Mac coming back to the choke, finds Gig. And every time that Chicken Contendies start to find a minor bit of footing, they slip up ever so slightly. They are finding ways to beat themselves in misplaying either bubbles or misusing their ultimates there by stacking the rally on top of the sound barrier to no avail, because now the defenders are about to have a 5-pack of ultimates. They don't need the sound barrier at this junction in time because they can just hold the front door with tank ultimates alone.
And it's going to be the hammer down, blocked immediately by Gig there. Now we've seen the Graviton Surge coming out, but it's not going to do anything because it was eaten. Taken out of the fight is Salty, using that Graviton Surge, eating it up with the defense matrix. Now we've got kills coming in from both sides. Neither team with a Reinhardt here on the point.
Yeah, it's just really no clear advantage. The defenders can still play this corner. Rally coming out for Tanner, and that is a huge disadvantage now. Can't even make it out to give any sort of benefits. Slightly giving over to Suppose. Now they can start building capture because they have the spawn room advantage. They're finding Fofi, demeching the Diva. That is actually a big meaning there. A 3-man shatters to cement the point A capture, but Mac has a different story.
Yeah, Mac just getting a little bit of payback there for his team who got shattered, but it is going to be completely in the way for the attacking team. Chicken Contendies finally getting point A, so very similar to what we saw, but in reverse. We've got about 2 minutes left for Chicken Contendies, but that's could be enough time here to get a quick capture on point B, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to be trying to do.
Oh, the Graviton Surge onto the pillar. This is really snowball potential here, Argender. Throwing in the self-destruct now from Salty, catching multiple members. Transcendence has to be used defensively. They're throwing everything in the kitchen sink at Chicken Contendies.
Once again, can you believe it? Salty has eaten the Graviton Surge that's coming out. This is incredible what we're seeing here for the Chicken Contendies. So much aggression, they're pulling everybody off the point. Nobody's able to touch, and that's going to be a point B capture just like that. Man, I mean, Chicken Contendies really stumbled at the beginning there, but once they won point A, the aggression on a point B, they rode that snowball, and, we saw what it did for them. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock.
What's been really entertaining to me is Chicken Contendies, when they analyze the composition that their adversaries of Who are running, they start to download slowly on how they are playing the composition, and then they find the opening, and then they clutch it all the way through. They take the pedal and they shove it all the way through the cement, and they go all the way through it, taking a very good advantage of the defenders of Who at the moment when they threw ultimates and invested a lot of resources into point A that they could just snowball in. Hardblue held onto the Graviton Surge because when they were attacking, they just found members caught out from Who. It was almost like Chicken Contendies gave Who their poison that was giving Who their advantage during their attack. And now Who, with a big disadvantage, and their map, or their series hopes, their tournament hopes at that, left in this minute attack that Argender, if they can't even get a tick, that is a draw. And at that is just one tick when Chicken Contendies attacks to win the tournament. That's huge.
Yeah, absolutely, Panda. That is huge, but let's see what Who does. Can they rise to the occasion? They have 1 minute on the clock, at the very least looking to get the point A capture. Very familiar sight, both Reinhardt swinging at each other here. Nobody wants to make the first mistake, but it is going to be Mac being very aggressive, going in early, saved by his supports, but is it going to last long enough? Harblu getting Dosarino out of the fight here, and this is going to be a full reset. 30 seconds still left on the clock, but how about Chicken Contendies? They're not going to let it go that easily. Walking in, getting a few more kills, and that is a huge deal. 10 more seconds before everybody respawns.
They're going to be lucky before if they can even make it back into the point as a full 6. Fantastic work and overall acceleration coming out from the defending team. And by so much that Gig is now holding on to this Earth Shatter, did a lot of damage into the attacking team. So now Who just about to try to come back. He gets grabbed to the wall. Nobody can get back to the point, Argendu.
Yeah, what an incredible play coming out from the Chicken Contendies defense there. The tanks had all of their ultimates available, really nothing available for the side of the attacking team, who had no chance. So now their whole tournament life, the first place prize for the Horizon Community Cup, rests on them forcing a draw and then moving on to the next map.
That's a lot of pressure, all things considering that it did almost take Chicken Contendies to capture the point in about 4 minutes, but I think just at the point for Who, that they're really starting to get opened up. And Chicken Contendies are really exploiting a lot of different benefactors. But Mac is a very aggressive tank, which you need to be. I don't want to sound like I'm stepping on my own tail here, but you can be aggressive to the certain manner, but you can't leave yourself open to that much damage. So you can be aggressive in the manner. You can start cleaving past corners, taking advantage of the Reinhardt's positioning that you are facing. But Gig is just doing a better job at that. He is finding Mac in these opening positionings that he can find that opening cleave and discombobulate the whole entire front line of Who. And when you're going against in the 3-3 matchup, losing your main tank or your Brigitte, who is getting a little bit too far forward to try to save the Reinhardt, and that's a team fight victory, and Who really got cemented down the moment that they tried to gain any sort of footing during their attack. So now they're going to come out on their defense, a very, very cheese-driven defense. They have a double builder composition backed up by a Zenyatta and a Mercy, Orisa from Mac. But more importantly, they're not cowards. They have a Symmetra. We know this now. We can say it.
They do have the Symmetra, and Dosarino, of course, on the Bastion. And I kind of like what Who's doing here. They have to throw something different at this CC team. Chicken Contendies has been so great, but the Symmetra on the attack, very smart here, moving your entire team onto the point. Is this going to be up to Dosarino to stay alive long enough, burn down Gig? Is he going to be able to do it? Finally, the first kill coming in, but it's going to be Fofi paying for it with his life. Scope not going to let that go down too quickly. Tanner taken out, but it's now Harblu carrying his team. The tank line on the side of Chicken Contendies might make this win a reality. Look at this, and it's going to be Chicken Contendies for the win. Chicken Contendies for the win. The CC have taken it, $400 in their pocket, and they have been crowned Horizon Community Cup #2 champions. Let's take a look at what Gig had in store for us.
Yeah, really composed play. Well done. 2 Chicken Contendies taking the first place prize. And fantastic job for Who to make it this far and take it in a second as well. Still prize pool now regardless. But, at the end of the day, oh my God, Toro, Reinhardt, please come into me and just dip, dodge, and die. You can dodge a Reinhardt. You can dodge a ball.
I think it goes something like that. Look at the numbers that we're seeing from these teams. 14k healing for Dosarino, Suppose, of course, with the incredible Transcendence. And then Tanner, who we saw earlier on that Ashe, just really decimating the enemy team. Just so much flexibility. With a player like Tanner, this is going to be a team to watch out for moving forward. So many strong individual players. Clearly, they know what they're doing. They can play as a team. And the flexibility that this roster had just kept Who always on their heels. It was very difficult for Who to get back into that winning position, forcing the enemy team onto their tempo. And as a result, we saw exactly what happened. CC, Chicken Contendies coming away with the W.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, what you got to see was just fantastic tank play all together. Zarya and Reinhardt, they are a very deadly duo, considering one creates special space while giving damage to the other, while one is just sitting behind a shield and dumpstering said damage into the enemy. And Harblu doing a fantastic job. The moment that the enemies of Who were playing more tanks was just more ult charge to him and just more farming opportunities at that, really setting up a spacing opportunity for his Zenyatta Both Zenyatta's, in my opinion, really stood out to me, all supports. But at the end of the day, the flexibility, the hype train around the Symmetra is definitely the play of the game. The play of the match, even.
Play of the match. I'm going to agree with you there, Panda. As a quick reminder to everybody who is watching at home, cheering these guys on, it is the Chicken Contendies coming out in first, $400 in their pockets. Who is not walking away empty-handed? They do get $200 for coming in second right here in the Horizon Community Cup. Remember, this is our second one. And if you want to see more of these, more tournaments being put on, remember, not only do we run our scrim nights, but we have these tournaments. And if you want to support the cast, you want to support the teams, help out, give these guys even more opportunities, don't forget to follow us, subscribe, join our Discord. All of the information you need is going to be right down below on the Twitch stream that you're watching right now. But for everybody here in production, for my good friend Pokemon Panda, my name is Argander. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the competitors competing, and have a good night.